Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome to the podcast where we think we know everything, but we really don't know shit. But today, we know those cuts were made, baby. The final dress rehearsal is over. So now we have the final roster. And I put final in air quotes because we know it's not really final. It's always going to be some changes made um, before the season starts. So this roster may not even be the roster that they go into the first game against the fucking Packers. Yeah, so I mean, there's going to be changes. We need to address some of these injuries. Uh, Surprise cuts. Was anybody surprised at some of the cuts? I wasn't surprised, but I mean, I hated to see Travis Gibson go, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. He actually had a decent preseason. You know, he was making plays, but I don't know. Could it have been that false alarm that he asked for a trade? Did he really? I don't think he did. And I think that might be cap. I'm not sure. I don't know. But anyway, man, we got a great show lined up. We don't really have any official guests tonight because we have a lot to talk about as far as like preseason one. We got cut off talking about that game. We aren't really going to talk about the game now, but we're going to talk about all the transactions that have taken place since week one of the preseason. So it's gonna be a good show. We got a lot to talk about, like I said. And it's gonna be a lot of fun. I want to shout out I got on number 72. So I want to shout out the fridge, which I know he probably isn't watching, but I want to shout him out. I want to shout out my boy Q. They both wore 72. But this 72 is not for them. Can y'all see that? That's for Pops. This 72 is the number that my Pops wore in high school. Pops, this one's for you, man. All right, let's go.
You are now rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse podcast, where they think they know everything, but honestly, they don't know shit.
These summer league games and they tell you about these new up and coming coaches.
I think we should get rid of every motherfucking owner in Chicago.
Enzo and Caruso, both when they are on the court, are like your defensive generals.
But they need to get that strong safety who's not scared to hit somebody.
They really don't know shit.
Yeah, buddy. So I can't wait to get into this. So let's go ahead and introduce the All-Star team. First up, my man who knows every single stat from every single team since the 80s and 90s, basketball and football, which we're going to talk a lot about it tonight. My man, JB.
Yo, what up?
I can't call it. You got the best hand, brother. If I had yours, I'd cut my other one off.
Man, I'm just trying to play that hand, man. Everybody, hope I don't renege. That's all.
Don't renege. No, you can't do that, man. You can't do that.
Hey, as always,
raise your standards. More is oh, you got the pear joint.
Oh, come on, man.
The pear joint is dope. Hey, if you're a beer drinker, get that pear Moors in the white can. That's what's up. That's what's up. So how was your weekend, JB? What'd you think about that game, bro?
You know what? I'm gonna wait till we really, really get into it, but I'm gonna say this for all those people saying that Justin didn't show them anything. I didn't see anything for the play calling for him to show anything.
No, it was real kind of vanilla.
It was vanilla. Maybe some plays when Tyson Bagent got on the field, he opened it up against some 2s and 3s and 4s. So people just trying to make the roster. So we'll talk about that later because I think that's another move that the Bears, could possibly have put their foot in their mouth. But let's keep it going.
Okay. Well, I can't wait to talk about that. Let's bring in our next All-Star, who just might have the foulest mouth in the city. Although he's been toning it down just a little bit lately.
Good. We got women and children watching.
Has he been sick? I don't know, but shit.
Here you go.
But let's bring him in, my man, Foul Mouth C.
What the fuck up, fellas?
Never let us down, boy. Never let us down.
So fuck don't.
What's up with you, Foul Mouth?
I'm gonna turn this shit up now since y'all talking about I go on and calm down. I have calmed down a little bit. I'm trying to work on my inner self.
Oh, your inner self?
Yeah, it's football season now, so there's gonna be plenty of fucking cursing going on.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fucking cursing, man. What's up, Grogu?
What's going on, homie? T said, "What up? You hear him?"
Hey, ask him what episode of Ahsoka do we appear on. I want to check him out.
Shit, what episode you appear on? Do you know?
Oh, the same response.
He said,
watch and see.
Find out. Tune in.
So how was your weekend, Foul? What'd you do?
Hey, man, I ain't do too much of nothing. I got my fucking Instagram hacked. That's about it. People telling me.
That's always fun.
Yeah, I bought a Tesla and some big-ass $1 billion crib. Shit.
Wow.
Anybody that know my cheap ass know I ain't buying no fucking Tesla.
Yeah, so no, you're buying
no Tesla. I got hacked.
So what did you think of that game?
I mean, it's the preseason. I'm not gonna take it either way.
Why does everybody say that? So fucking what?
It's the preseason. You're not really dialing up no plays. You ain't really trying to show your hand. Shit, it is what it is.
It's real boring, real vanilla.
It's boring. I mean, it's good to see guys go out there, lather themselves all up, run around for a little bit, catch a pass here and there, throw a block or something like that. But outside of that, shit, it's preseason. The real season starting in another week, homie.
Man, these are grown-ass men fighting for fucking jobs to feed their families.
And it's a lot of grown-ass men over there on the sideline sitting there getting paid and waiting for the regular season to start.
And we all shrugging our shoulders like, it's just preseason. It don't matter.
The best thing is to leave preseason fucking healthy. That's it.
Okay. All right. Well, let's bring in our next All-Star. My guy with that Hawk talk, but we ain't talking about no motherfucking Black Hawks tonight, boy. This is all football. I think I've got you beat so far, Foul Mouth.
We don't need to get in the competition.
I see Sam said I went to church.
What did you say? You said that when you went to church.
I said Sam Blackwell said I guess I went to church.
Oh.
Oh.
Maybe you did go to church. You found the Lord, huh?
Hey, somebody got to find them, right?
All right, man.
I know the motherfuckers on Instagram found it because they giving me all types of blessings. One of my guys said he was about to rob my ass. I got all that shit. So
Wow. Yeah, me too. Shit, I need a Tesla, man. I got a Toyota Camry sitting outside.
You might
Shit.
want to change that, see, because shoot, they might think you got something you don't have.
I ain't got shit. You're gonna get a bunch of lint.
My man Frank the Tank.
Throw me on like that, I guess. Yeah, I will say one thing. I stuck up for foul mouth and I got in trouble on Instagram and I was given a warning because I told them to stop hacking my friend, you fucking assholes.
Oh,
So
they
they gave me a warning on Instagram and I
So,
can't
wait.
share it for a day.
They gave you a warning because you said effing a-hole as opposed to stop hacking my friend.
Yes, they looked at that part instead of the other one. Yeah, way to go, Instagram.
Wow.
Woo! This world.
Oh yeah, I can't post there for 24 hours.
Oh wow,
Tough guys.
man.
But I feel everybody
My
as far as
Instagram
like
back.
I feel everybody as far as like saying this is preseason, but I did like hearing about some of the younger people turning it on. Like, hey, Bajan had a great preseason. I mean, I loved what we got from our return game, from that nice return we had this past week. That was a really nice speedster style return, and that pretty much did cost Velus Jones's job.
Stay to the outside.
That's what I wish he would have stayed to the outside instead of cutting it back in the inside. He would have took it for 6 if he would have done that. But when you're in the heat of the moment like that, I can't really complain.
So we got a lot to unpack. So where do you all want to start? Because you touched on a couple contentious points right here.
Yeah, I know. I saw your face when I said agent. So do we want to start there?
We can start right there because that's like one of the hottest. That's like
JB. I want you to go ahead and start it off, my man, because we've already heard pre-show over the Bajan thing. So go ahead.
Well, here's the thing.
Sip my whiskey really quick. You know.
Here's cheers to you. Here's the thing, right? I get it. This, undrafted rookie came on the scene, played very well, mostly against 3s and 4s, then a couple against 2s and 3s, and then that last game just against people trying to, like you said, hang on so they can provide for their families, right? But it's something unsettling about getting rid of a proven backup quarterback who has starting roles in this league, who has won meaningful games, and had a little bit of a scare for a playoff push at that time. Because God forbid, what happens if Justin does go wrong? Now you're forced to put in this rookie who really has no experience. When at least we know with some ones, PJ Walker is adequate. Okay, he had a bad preseason. You know what? So what? If we can say, oh, let's tone it down for the people that had good preseasons, then for veterans, we can say, hey, let's not make a big deal that they had a bad game or two. It really should go both ways. But something is unsettling that you would just get rid of PJ Walker like that. Similar to how I said, well, look, 49ers just got rid of Trey Lance in favor of Sam Darnold, like Sam Darnold was good.
Samuel, I don't think anybody's saying that, my man. If somebody's saying that, then they don't know the game of football. Nobody is saying anything bad, Badgent over freaking Fields.
But you'll have that. You'll have that coming in the season.
There'll always be those freaking weirdos who say that crap. There's no question about that.
But it's just when you have a certain mystique about you, right? You know that right now it's we're Team Justin, right? We feel a little more comfortable, like, ooh, if Justin does get hurt, or Justin went down, or Justin, gets sick and has to take a game off. We felt comfortable with a PJ Walker coming in, kind of similar to where people felt good when Pat Mahomes went out and a Chase Daniels came in, or when a Teddy Bridgewater would come in and mop up duty and get a couple of games under your belt. Can we really say we feel comfortable about Tyson Bagent? I don't.
So this is a conversation I had with Samuel Blackwell, right? Bagent was impressive. This whole preseason, he was impressive. PJ was not. He was going to have that backup role. When they signed him, they gave him that money. They pretty much probably told him, okay, you have the backup role unless you play yourself out of it. And that's exactly what he did. Now, Bagent was impressive. I mean, you got this undrafted rookie who comes in here, scores touchdowns, makes plays, how can you not give him a roster spot? Now, Peterson.
Peterman.
He wasn't impressive. Peterman. See, that's how wacky he is. I don't even know his fucking
I
name.
knew that was coming.
But he wasn't impressive. He was better than PJ.
He was.
But he wasn't impressive. So I wouldn't put him at number 2. Right?
Okay, but
and PJ Walker wouldn't make the practice squad either. So
you only have Fields, Bagent, and Peterson. I'm not putting Peterson in number 2. He's never been impressive.
Peterman,
whatever the fuck his name is,
back to back.
He's not. He has never been impressive. He's been in four preseasons. He's never been impressive. 5. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
You said 4 and you
I don't even know his fucking name.
God damn it to you. You're right.
I said 4.
You
didn't see this part.
That song was out.
You didn't see this part. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Brother man from the 5th floor.
So he's never been impressive, right? But you only got these 3. You only got Bagent, Peterson, and PJ Walker. Peterman was not impressive.
He was more impressive than PJ though.
PJ sucked. So you gotta put Bagent at number 2.
Do you have to really? Because you're talking about,
but again, JP, it's not final. It's not final.
I get that, but here's the thing, and listen and learn. What did New England do today?
No, I don't know. What'd they do?
They cut all the quarterbacks except for Mac Jones. So you don't think Belichick would be like, oh, PJ Walker, come on.
I mean, it's better than having nobody.
But I'm saying he will not be jobless for long. My point is, when you have a proven backup at a $2 million rate, you keep him. Okay, he played bad in the preseason. Oh well. It's not like.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Because I'm saying, like, we're looking at what Bagent did against 3s and 4s his first couple outings. Then that last game, that middle game, it was like he played against some 2s and 3s. Then his last game, back to 3s, 4s. Some 2s can remember Justin played 2 series. Then people that, hey, we just need to see you because you might get cut later on the night.
I mean, he played against all the 2s yet last week.
But again, you also look at the type of plays that Getsy was calling. Tell me how Tyson Bagent threw the ball way more than Fields or PJ Walker did.
Yeah, you're not wrong there.
So, of course, he was able to showcase his talents a little bit more. Whereas you know for a fact, PJ Walker is proven to win NFL games for you against ones. Starting competition, he's proven he can win games. So what's more important? Him having a bad preseason game and a half, or the fact that he won 6-7 games with the Panthers? The Panthers of all teams.
Well, JB, you also got to think about the future. His first contract is not going to be what you paying PJ Walker.
Not saying that. But why don't you just keep Tyson as a QB3? Remember, this year you can keep 3 QBs without accounting against your 53 man.
That's where I was going to go when I was talking. So, and that's where I agree with JB on that one, because you are able to dress 3 quarterbacks this year. This is the first time where you're able to do that. So I wouldn't have been them keeping PJ and Bagent on there as well. I wouldn't have been against that, but at the same time, you are losing a roster spot where, an extra wide receiver or an extra offensive lineman, we can all say right now with all the shit that's going on there. I would rather have that roster spot to that. But I feel PJ Walker played against the exact same competition that Bagent did this preseason.
Not quite, but
I feel it was like pretty much identical. Maybe not week 1. That first preseason game, maybe not, but the other ones I do feel like he did.
Let me ask you all this. Did Tyson Bagent play well enough to earn a backup spot?
Yes.
QB3.
Okay. No. That's not what I said. I didn't say a backup's backup. I said a backup spot.
To me, no.
So who played better?
If you want to sit up there and say that he played well enough to gain a backup spot, yes, he did. He did play well enough. Now, I think the only thing that we're really questioning, and I think that JB is really questioning, is the experience part. Because, yes, in the preseason, he did play better than a guy that had more experience than him. The only thing is that he doesn't have that experience. And he played better than PJ Walker in practice as well. I mean, let's keep it real. It wasn't PJ Walker ain't just get cut because of what he did in the preseason.
He was bad in
Obviously, in
practice.
practice, he wasn't doing enough as well. You don't get rid of a guy and then still on a hook for him for $2 million if he was doing what he was supposed to do in practice, and then he had a bad preseason. But looks like he had a bad preseason and he had a bad camp, so therefore PJ Walker is no longer on there. And also, I don't expect for Bagent to probably go into the season as our backup. Like you said, there are QBs out there. Bears only got 2 right now. So I don't know. They may find somebody out there that they like, that they feel like
some random veteran cuts.
Nobody of note got cut. What, they gonna go pick up Ben DiNucci? Because he got cut from Denver. I mean, come on, man.
No,
McCoy.
Like this, nobody got cut, but at the same time, Nathan Peterman still didn't get picked up by nobody either.
I mean,
Nathan Peterman's going to the practice squad. He's been in the practice squad for the last 2 years with us.
Well, there it is.
I want to add this.
Mm-hmm.
The Bears had to keep Tyson Bagent because if they would have put him on a practice squad, you already know
somebody would have picked him up easily.
You don't have to. He's emergency quarterback.
JB's right on that one, but you do lose a roster spot.
So think of it like this:
it's not a 50-40.
The 49ers went through. If the 49ers didn't have 3 quarterbacks, we would not know who Brock Purdy is.
Whose child is that?
That is my son on my wife's account. Love you too, bud.
And again, I'm not saying I'm more of a realist than an optimist at this point. Did he have better numbers? Yeah, he did. Okay. I just saw Trey Lance go 12 of 18, 178 yards, a touchdown to pick, and he got cut for Sam Darnold, who didn't do nothing. So let's not make it seem like the preseason is just
for what, a 4th rounder too?
But my point is, let's not make it seem like the preseason is the tell-all and end of all things when it comes to making these decisions. If PJ had a bad camp, you know who would tell us? Herb. So maybe we can get Herb on and give us the real story. But you know what I do know for a fact? I know that when it comes down to football, PJ Walker has proven that he can play football.
Well, I'll put it to you like this. What I know for a fact is that he fucked up this preseason. That's a fact. And his ass is gone. That's a fact. Also, when you're sitting up there talking about that, fucking Brock Purdy is the motherfucking quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers. Was he not a rookie last year? Did he not come in and kill last year?
I'm saying he came in because of injury. I'm not talking about his play.
It don't matter. He was still a rookie with zero experience.
I'm trying to move the goalposts, my guy. Don't move the goalposts.
I'm not. He's a guy that came in.
How
with
they
zero
found
experience.
Tom Brady too. We're
not talking about position. We're talking about, as far as you concerned, you're talking about experience.
I'm talking about position. San Francisco. Don't tell me what I'm talking about. I'm gonna tell you what I'm talking about. QB3. That's what Brock Purdy was on San Francisco, and they're damn happy.
I don't give a fuck. Was he not a rookie?
Damn happy.
Was he a rookie?
So
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if he was QB4. Was he a rookie?
The Bears are doing themselves a disservice.
Was he a rookie?
Not keeping those 3 quarterbacks.
Was he a rookie? Yes or no? Was he a rookie? Yes or no? Was he a rookie?
Doing themselves a disservice.
Was he not a fucking rookie?
3 quarterbacks. That's
was he not a fucking rookie?
I don't care if he's a rookie.
I don't give a fuck if he was the 5th quarterback. He was a fucking rookie with no experience, and he came in and killed. So don't get mad because PJ Walker shit the fucking bed. He shit the fucking bed. Now your ass is out there looking for a job.
Hey, guess what? Let me tell you something, dude. Your cousin don't mean shit to me. You know that. Because I go there.
Your opinion don't mean shit to me.
My point is this.
That dumb shit.
And I'm going to talk to the top 2 people.
Nothing.
I'm going to talk to the top 2 people.
Nothing.
The reason is this.
Nothing.
Because
at the end of the day, he's a fucking rookie. Brock Purdy was a rookie.
If you have a chance to keep, shut your dumb ass up, boy. If you can keep 3 quarterbacks, you need to keep 3 quarterbacks.
Watch your fucking mouth, boy.
You need to keep 3 quarterbacks.
Watch your fucking mouth, boy.
That's the point. You need to keep 3 quarterbacks if you're allowed to have an emergency one, and it not cost you. That's the point.
How it cost you? What it cost you? An asshole that was sitting up there throwing interceptions?
AT,
a guy that fucking wasn't doing good. If he was doing so good in the fucking practice in the summer camp, you'd be there.
Next topic.
If he was fucking doing good in the preseason, he would be there.
Next topic.
I'm David Jones.
Motherfucker, you don't run shit. Ain't no next topic when you want it.
Next
Fuck
topic.
out of here. Ain't no next topic shit. Like I said,
Next
that
topic.
rookie earned his position. He got it. I don't give a fuck if he ain't got no experience.
Next topic.
All right, let's get to the next topic. That was a fun topic, and that was only topic one.
So. Damn, what he talking about? Next
that was topic one.
Next
That
topic.
was one topic.
That was a good topic to start off
He
with.
got shut the fuck up when his ass ain't right.
Next topic.
But I don't want
Talking
to.
that stupid shit.
Before we get to Velvet though.
Oh yeah, another guy that he don't like that made the fucking team.
Before we get to Velvet though, to Chris's point, we not talking about anything that PJ Walker did before. We talking about what he doing in this preseason and practice.
But this
It's
is
a
the one thing I
competition.
will agree with
Frank,
JB
hold
on
on,
is you
Frank.
would like
I wasn't
that.
even finished, Frank. God
Are we gonna go now?
man.
Are we gonna go now?
Come on,
You
let
done the breakdown there?
So I'm saying this was a competition, preseason and practice. That's it. We ain't talking about what PJ did otherwise in Carolina. We talking about right now. And PJ sucked. He sucked. So PJ in the unemployment line right now because he
PJ
sucked.
will get it.
He lost the competition. Now
Nobody's denying that. Y'all are missing the forest for the trees. I
Now,
said you do yourself a disservice by not keeping three quarterbacks. I'm not saying that he played stellar, but there's value in keeping
they're
him
going
on
to
the team.
look for a third. They're going to look for a third. And who knows, Bajan might not even be quarterback number 2. But right now, he is because he came second in the competition.
And again, I don't care, nor am I arguing that point. My point, if you all listen some damn times, 3 quarterbacks, like Frank agreed with me. They could have labeled him QB3. I'm just saying, a kid with experience and wins under his belt like that, you keep him in-house because you may need him.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
That's the point.
I wouldn't have been against them keeping 3. I wouldn't have been against it.
That's it. That's all.
If he was
But I do feel Bajan
won
won that
claiming
second
for him to be number 2.
I don't want none of them to play because I want Justin to play all 17.
Oh,
Shit,
I want him to dominate all 17.
All
At
right,
the end
Frank,
of the day, you gotta have somebody be a
Frank,
QB2.
hit it again, man.
Oh, we gonna hit it one more time? Let's hit
Yeah,
that.
hit it again.
Hi, I'm David Jones.
Hi, I'm Melvin Jones, and I made the squad.
So let's talk about this dude because now we're talking about what we saw in preseason, and it wasn't impressive. But
I don't think he did anything.
He
PJ
did
Walker,
nothing,
I
but
think, had a better
he dropped the damn punt.
That's
But-
the only highlight he had.
But if you listen to a lot of people that was in camp, they said
No, Trey.
that he actually had a good camp.
Yeah, I did hear that too.
And I was gonna say
Some PJ
what we
Walker
saw.
apparently didn't have.
I was gonna say what we saw was preseason, but what we did not see was the actual practice at Hallis Hall, and perhaps he did well there, which earned him a roster spot. But if it was just based on what we saw in those preseason games,
On that
no.
unemployment line.
hell no. I like Valus. I'm not gonna. Well, I've already.
It's Velvet on this show, baby.
I've already called him Velvet. So fuck.
It's a Velvet.
I like him.
What is that, Velvet?
You did that pretty good, Frank.
Got that voice down.
So let me ask you this. Why do you think they kept him? Because there is a receiver that they really like named Isaiah Ford, who they put on the IR.
Yeah. Actually, I saw he was on the cut list.
He's on the IR. He's not cut. Technically.
I'll have to look at that. I thought I saw his name on the cut list. Maybe it was the IR one. I don't know.
They kept Valus because he's fast. He's still relatively young, and he has potential.
And he also has a draft position.
Yeah, the draft position does play favors, and he was drafted by.
If he was a 7th round pick,
Promise, y'all don't pay attention. You talking about a 3rd round pick keeping him, but hell, this is the 2nd time a 1st round pick just got released in Alex Leatherwood. Y'all
He
got
wasn't our first round pick.
Let's not do draft position.
He wasn't our first round pick, though.
Doesn't matter. Let's not.
He
put
wasn't.
draft
He
position
wasn't
on
a
there.
polls guy.
Yeah, and according to what I hear when we're talking, and again, we brought this up with Herb Howard. I'd love to get him back on here, but I heard Leatherwood was not a locker room friendly guy either.
But
I heard that.
You know what Leatherwood did? He looked damn good this preseason. Didn't he?
He did look pretty good in the preseason.
Okay.
Yeah, he did look pretty good in the preseason.
Sometimes that shit don't matter though.
Hold
So
on.
now it don't matter.
But
No, because I was gonna say we don't see everything.
the offensive line coach had something very telling. I forgot what he said, but it wasn't a good assessment of Mr. Leatherwood. And this was the offensive line coach, Chris Morgan. So he had said something. He had made a comment about Leatherwood. That's how I knew Leatherwood was going to be gone. Because anytime
I heard that too. He did not want to play guard. Leatherwood
Yeah.
did not want to play guard, and
Of course he didn't. You know why? Because
no, I'm
that's
not saying he ain't want to play guard. I'm saying that the coach
yeah, you're not
said
wrong.
something
But he needs to get a
not too
job if he wants to worry about money.
pleasant about his offensive line.
Again, if you look, because you all keep bouncing back and forth. If you look at preseason production, Leatherwood probably outshined a lot of linemen.
But he played guard.
I said he probably outshined a lot of linemen, meaning he played well enough to have earned a spot on this team.
But he
you let
was
him
still
go.
complaining he does not want to play guard. He has been complaining about that since he came to Chicago.
So again, we're saying somebody got cut, not because they were bad, but now they're complaining even though they were playing well.
I mean, I ain't gonna say that he wasn't bad, but I'm not gonna say that he was playing so good where he definitely deserved a roster spot.
I was surprised he got cut. I'm not gonna lie, I was surprised.
I'm surprised they let him go instead of Jatari Carter, even though Carter did play well too. Leatherwood, to me,
They kept Larry Bourne.
played very well. But Larry Bourne's a swing tackle. They're going to keep him because he's going to be able to play both sides.
Well, shit. Hell, if you had listened to most of the pundits, they thought coming into the camp that shit Larry Bourne might be the one guy that probably was gonna be gone because he wasn't a polls guy, because he didn't look too hot last year. And actually, I don't know that PFF shit. They rated him the highest goddamn guy in the
PFF can PF fucking.
Yeah.
I don't even know how those guys are in business.
Offensive line in the preseason.
Hey, Trey's got a good question with that on there on the comments too. Like, who's your starting center?
Well,
Who's healthy?
here's the thing.
I think Kramer had a pretty good preseason too.
He's hurt.
But Doug is hurt again.
I didn't hear that. When did he get hurt again?
He got hurt second quarter, right? Last
He
game.
got hurt.
Well-
He got hurt in the game.
Yeah.
That's why they had
Dieter Eisen came
I
in.
didn't hear he got hurt.
Forget hearing it, we saw it.
I didn't see it. I was at the game too, and I didn't see it.
But here's something very telling about that, because they just picked up a hometown guy, Orland Park guy, Dan Feeney. Dan Feeney plays left guard. So if Dan Feeney, who is I think second or third round pick, if I'm not mistaken, he could be plug and play in that left guard position. Because here's the thing: do you all want Lucas Patrick starting the center?
He's hurt too.
Yeah, he did. He played hurt last year because he had to.
Yeah. But I will say this: the offensive lineman did come out, and Eberflus did as well in the press conference this morning. It says they're expecting all offensive linemen other than Jenkins to be healthy week one.
So again, what is that? So we know Braxton Jones, we know Darnell Wright, right? Then we know Cody Whitehair at some spot on the line, and
I would like him center, but if we're short a guard, I would like him back at guard.
So again, who do you put at center/guard?
It's going to be Patrick probably, if he's healthy week one.
He's
So,
going to be a backup.
Yeah. That stinks. I didn't know about Kramer
Pretty
good preseason too.
Well, Skylark is right, because Dan Feeney actually played all three interior positions. He played left guard, center, and right guard. But again, we talking about somebody that just got to the team, has about a week and a half to learn the Bears scheme. And line play is everything. One thing I will say about the Bears, their line is going to be the most important part of the gelling process for Justin to have success. Because another thing that I was concerned about, we got this great right guard in Nate Davis. He has not played. Like, we don't know if he's really that guy or not.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is this: he got a contract stating that he wasn't bad at Tennessee. So
He was damn good at Tennessee.
He
That's
was
what I'm trying to.
one of the he was one of the top 3 run stopping guards.
What I'm saying is this: he was good in Tennessee. Does that mean he's going to be good here? We've seen it. We've seen players be great other places, come here and be total trash.
Well, I mean, that's the same thing that we could have said about PJ Walker. Yeah, he was great previously, but he wasn't
Very true.
when he fucking played here.
You never know.
We're gonna find out though, goddammit.
And I will say one thing: if we're flipping off of Velus Jones, because we haven't really talked about him, because frankly, whatever.
I mean,
ain't nothing to talk about.
It really isn't. I'm shocked he made the team, but I understand because of the draft. I'm still not happy about it. I don't really care.
He lost his position to Tyler Scott.
He did. He absolutely did.
That's
After that fumble week 1 of preseason, I felt like he was done because all he was going to be good for was special teams. And now
the few times I was able to catch other video of him actually running routes during the preseason games, he can't run routes properly.
Yeah,
he can run 2 routes, go and post. That's it.
All right. So let's flip it to somebody else here because I was not happy with Khalil Herbert's preseason. I didn't see that much from him either. And I will say that I saw way more than our other running backs than I did for Khalil Herbert.
So, from what you've seen in the preseason, do you think he's warranted of being running back number 1?
I still think week 1 he is going to be running back number 1.
No, I'm not saying what they're going to probably do. I'm saying, do you think that he was warranted as far as being running back number 1?
Yes, I still do. And it's mainly I don't know. That's a tough one. That really is a tough one. I don't think about it. Because, goddamn. Go to the next person could answer first because I don't know.
Go ahead, T. What you think?
That is a good. I don't know if he won that.
From what you've seen this preseason, do you think that he's warranted of being the number 1 running back?
Who?
Khalil Herbert.
My honest answer?
Well, don't give me no fake
No.
shit.
No. That's my honest answer. No.
Again, do I think that he's gonna be? Yes, but I agree with T2. I don't think
he's gonna be, yeah. But by the end of the season, he won't be.
In my opinion, the clear-cut winner is Roshan Johnson, followed by
hands down. That guy was a beast.
Easy.
But I will say, Foreman looked really good at catching the ball out of the backfield too in this preseason. He had a lot of very nice catches out of that backfield.
That's what he does.
That's what we brought him here for.
He's an all-around back, just like I told you last week. Oh no, you guys weren't on, but I told Easy last week.
Kudos to T. We haven't been on in a while, man.
Roshan Johnson reminds me a lot of Matt Forte. The way he plays, the way he runs, the way he's built. That just suits the Bears' offense, right? Herbert is like, to me, he's a one-trick pony. He's fast, hits the hole, but once they come down, he doesn't break tackles, right? We saw the touchdown that he scored in the first preseason game. He bobbled that. It was here. Oh, good.
He did. It was a great touchdown, but yeah, you were a split second away from dropping that ball, and all hell would have broke loose.
Like, I need a little bit more consistency from your running back number 1, and I just don't think he's shown enough. Period.
In all honesty, what I think, if I was Evil Fools, I would have gave Herbert that first game, gave Deontay that second game, and gave Roshan that third game.
To play with the starters.
To see what you got. Because Khalil didn't show me anything.
Yeah.
He didn't show me nothing at all. He showed me that he's still having trouble catching the ball. His pass protection still isn't good. And at the end of the day, he still can't break tackles like that. Yeah,
He's very bad at breaking.
Any fool can hit a hole. It ain't hard. Any fool can hit a hole.
That's what she said. Pause.
I knew somebody was gonna say that. I knew someone was gonna say that.
Any fool can hit a hole, but at the end of the day, I didn't like what I seen from him. I told you,
especially if
not for me. I've never been a Khalil Herbert fan. Never have.
No, I haven't either.
I think he's a serviceable running back, but I don't think that he is a starter for the Chicago Bears team. If I had to, since we like to sometimes talk about the experience, I would go with Deontay Foreman, followed by Roshan, and then
I would say splitting them, in my opinion. Those should get the
I
variety.
mean, somebody got to be the one.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it doesn't matter how many carries they get. Somebody's got to be the one. So somebody's got to start the game. So instead of playing the rookie, I would have Deontay number 1, Roshan number 2, and Herbert number 3. That's just me.
I mean, I guess if we can flip it to somebody else too, I think we can all agree on this one. 2 catches for 102 yards is all he had. But DJ Moore, when he gets that ball, man, when he touches that ball, it's like I'd hate to throw this guy's name out there, good old Devin Hester, but it's like magic happens when he catches that damn ball. He makes it look so damn easy when he catches the ball, and that's what he always did in Jacksonville too. Or Carolina, sorry.
Jacksonville.
Yeah, Carolina, sorry. Fuck it, Jacksonville.
Shit, if he was in Jacksonville, I think
he would have got shit.
Still be there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, he would kill her. Yeah.
I think that again, we didn't see enough. You look at other teams, and the Bears are notorious for doing this dumb stuff. You look at other teams, that's not true, and we'll get back to you in a second.
Yeah.
You look at other teams, and they showed you a little something. Even Aaron Rodgers was throwing the ball, slinging the ball, doing his tricks and stuff like that. You look at other quarterbacks. Hell, I watched Russell Wilson play a whole half, and they were, throwing good pieces of their offense. I honestly don't know in game. Do Justin and DJ have this vaunted rapport that they claim to have in practice?
They only had 2 catches, so it's very hard.
You haven't seen it. Very little Tunyon, very little. It's like, I get it. You want to be bland and all this other stuff, but it's like, this is 2023. It's either you gonna stop me or you not. Because most of the plays, exotic or not, are similar unless you got all these kind of trick plays and stuff. But there's nothing wrong with going out and at least letting loose a little bit. Hell, you saw what Josh Allen did to us last game. He was throwing the ball all over the place.
He destroyed us. 0 pressure on the quarterback.
But my point is, they didn't go out there 2-yard pass.
No, you're right.
Pass. He went out there and threw the ball, man.
It definitely makes you think. You just hope to the football gods that it was just, we're not going to open it up until the regular season starts. But I think that swear jar Matt Nagy used to say the same exact thing.
Oh.
We're not going to
something that the only Bears coach that I can think in more recent history that didn't do that, unfortunately, was old boy that was dumb, 8-8, Mark Trestman guy.
Yeah, he was never shy about opening that shit up.
I mean, it didn't do nothing, but at least, it's something about live action, be it for a series, 2 series, or whatever.
I agree with that.
And I just hope it's not one of those things where it takes a couple of actual games to get their rapport and to build it.
Well, I'm going to agree with what's it called, Wilson Smith, that they don't want Justin Hurt.
Will Smith?
Wilson Smith.
Yeah, Will Smith up in here.
Mesmerize Wilson Smith.
Oh, you funny.
I'm going to agree with them that they don't want Justin Hurt. And the O-line isn't quite set yet because
they weren't healthy all preseason.
Nah, they wasn't, and I don't blame them. As far as with the DJ Moore connection, I mean, shit, the fuck, yak. We was last in the league in yak yards last year.
Trustman in them bubble screens, man.
That's all we do is bubble screens. Every coach throws bubble screens excessively here.
Bubble screen Trustman. But
that's
anyway,
all they do, man. Like,
listen. I mean, I think that connection is real. I think it's real. We've seen it all summer camp. We saw it during the regular season, even though it was for 2 catches or 3 catches or however many catches that he had. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a reliable target that he could feel. What I really wanted to see, unfortunately, he's hurt, was his connection with Chase Claypool, because I heard they were eating it up in the camp. They were tearing it up in camp. And also, I'm more so worried about this whole Darnell Mooney thing.
They better not trade him. They better not. They better not trade him.
From rumors of what I heard, this Justin Jones trade thing is a real thing as well. The Bears are really trying to push it, and the Chiefs want Darnell Mooney involved in that trade with
I mean,
Justin.
Chris Jones.
Chris Jones,
Yeah.
Jones.
I mean, whoo.
But that's
You know how much
that's
that
a
man actually get
24-year-old
paid?
for a 30-year-old, man. That's a
You know how much he talking about getting paid?
I don't.
Highest D tackle in the league.
He wants $30 million.
And that's no, I'm not ready for that yet. I am not ready for the Bears are not ready for that yet.
Mesmerized, I agree with you. Tyler Scott will probably,
I do agree with that.
but he's not ready. Tyler Scott is not ready.
No, he's not, and he struggled in the preseason when we're talking about receiving.
Yeah, he's not ready for that yet.
I don't think he caught one ball in the preseason.
Why is he not ready?
Huh?
Because he a rookie?
No, because of the way he. How can I put this?
I think confidence is a big thing for him too. Like he just
Darnell Mooney is not a labeled number one receiver.
no, he's not.
But the last couple years, he's been the best receiver that we've had.
No question.
And he's
Not
put up
saying
solid
much, but
numbers
no
in
question.
production. So to put him in that slot or number 2 role, to me, just adds more value to what he can do. And what I'm saying is we know Justin and Darnell Mooney have a connection. We've seen it. We've seen it live action, real game time. I can't say he's got that with Claypool because they never call plays to throw to Claypool.
No.
I can't say that we have that with DJ yet because we haven't seen it in a real game setting. We've seen it on 2 plays in a preseason.
They were 2 great plays, though.
God damn it, they were 2 good ass plays.
They were some 2 great plays, man. Don't get me wrong. But I agree with you on that one.
Yeah,
but you got to look at that because here's the thing. Let's go. And I'm not trying to compare apples to oranges, but it's still fruit. Depending on who your quarterback is.
You got to get a shirt that says that. You say that every week now.
Depending
You
on
got to get a trademark shirt that says that.
Depending on who your quarterback is, like an Aaron Rodgers, a Pat Mahomes, or whatever, it don't matter who they throwing to. Clearly,
no, you're right.
It's the timing gonna get there, or like Aaron Rodgers, he just ain't gonna throw it to you. He'll go Devontae Adams all down the field and just won't throw anybody else the ball, right? But we don't know if Justin has that rapport with them to be able to just come out and say, "I'm great, bam, here's the ball."
Yeah, we're expecting that, but we don't know that. Yeah,
but a lot of it too falls on the play calling. If the play calling don't dictate for that, you can't really blame Justin or the receiver.
Yeah. I'm just waiting to see what's going to happen, how this offense is really going to look when you got DJ Moore on the outside, Claypool on the other.
Yeah.
And you got Mooney
in the slot. That's good.
Which will
looks great on paper.
Man, which will free him up in that middle where he can do what he does, you know what I'm saying, get some yards after contact. Or yards after the catch, I'm sorry.
But you got to have vision.
Just got to have that vision, let me tell you.
I think we've got vision. I don't know if
speaking of vision, Tyler Scott had it. Did you see him return the kick?
He should have cut it to the outside, though, man.
Did you see him return the kick?
It's a great
return. He looked like Danielle Manning.
I'm finna say, don't say Devin Hester.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm putting Devin Hester.
No, he was shot out of a cannon. He looked like Danielle Manning.
It looked more like Johnny Knox.
That's a good one, too.
Okay.
That's a good one, too.
I'll take that one.
Former guest Johnny Knox.
What? Yeah, former guest Johnny Knox. Tyler Scott definitely earned a spot on that roster. Now, as far as him not being ready, I don't see why not. Why he's not ready? Because Darnell Mooney is not a number 1 receiver.
But he's going to be your starting slot receiver. That's
and I think JB said it at the time. He was the best we had, so he was wide receiver number 1. Well, now we have DJ Moore. He's wide receiver number 1 now. So Darnell Mooney is not. Maybe he's 2, maybe he's 3. But Tyler Scott can be that. He can be that. He can be.
He can be that. We don't know.
We're hoping he's going to be that.
You know what?
He has the physical attributes to be that, but
I mean, a lot of them
he can be that.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, before Tyreek Hill became the actual number 1, I think Sammy Watkins was labeled the number 1. And clearly we know who's better of those two. So it's all about filling your position of need.
All about that vision.
Because if you don't run a traditional wide receiver set, because what we fail to realize, if you really pay attention to what they were doing, look how many times 2 tight ends was on the field. Just go back and look at how many times that formation came out. There's something to be said if you have that 3 wide receiver set, but you're not spreading the ball around. Remember, the Bears do have a zone running scheme too, so it may look like you coming out 3 wide just to shift and get on people on the move to get that zone running scheme going. I don't see them just passing it all over the yard like the Chiefs or something like that. Not saying they can't. I'm saying they should try. Hell, right now, if you're not modeling the Chiefs or the Eagles, you're doing something wrong in the NFL.
No, you're 100% right on that one.
Period. Oh, and maybe the Bengals with their core. But if you're not modeling something like that, you're not going to win. It's not going to happen.
You got to still be able to run the ball. Passing the ball is fine, but you got to be able to sit up there and set up the run. Got to.
And all 3 teams I named run the ball.
Chiefs not as much.
Yeah, Chiefs still have it in their arsenal. They keep people on their head. Yeah.
They are 20th in rushing yards, like 2nd or 3rd in rushing touchdowns, because they get in that red zone and do that little tricky shit, right? And they're like 1st with running back yards per catch. So their short passing game is an extension of their running game.
Yeah, well, that's because all their damn running backs can catch out the damn backfield. Now, they all ain't the best in the tackles, but
Khalil Herbert can't do it.
So fuck can't.
I'm just saying, we talking about modeling a team from the 80s as opposed to modeling a team that just went to 5 straight AFC championships and 3 Super Bowls. You don't want to model that team.
It's not modeling. You want a good balance of run and pass. And it wears the defense down if you can sit up there and just smash mouth their ass all the time. And also, it keeps that high-powered ass Chief offense, Bengals offense, Buffalo's offense, or where the fuck else is high-powered on the fucking sidelines.
Yep.
But you know what it don't do? It don't help you when you got to get into a shootout if your defense don't stop that high-powered offense. It only takes a couple of plays for some of them people.
You're not wrong.
But then again, it also takes rhythm. And if they ain't able to stay on the field because they ain't got no rhythm, that's a plus too.
So let's
week 3 what I'm talking about.
Yeah, since we're talking, let's flip it over to the defensive side. What did we think on the defensive side?
They messed up again.
So we'll start there because I'm pretty sure I probably know where you're going.
I already know what you're gonna say.
Yeah. For the most part, I didn't see too much in the way of getting to the quarterback for the preseason, apart from one guy. And that one guy was cut.
Nah,
I was shocked. I really was, because I guess Poles looked at that and was just like, "You haven't done shit for us for 3 years. I can't justify you off of one preseason playing against backups." But I would have liked to see him this last preseason game. I would have liked to see him go up against the number ones to see what he can do. But again, they didn't do that. JB, you're itching. Go.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
I know you.
Cutting your nose off to spite your face. We need
you always have some like Confucius type shit.
I gotta look your shit up in the dictionary.
He always has some real rude shit to say.
I hate my nose. Cut it off. Oh, now my face messed up. That's in a nutshell what that means.
I don't mind my nose.
But you need pass rushing from the edge position. Our tackles actually are our bright spot and our future.
I agree.
You still need edge rushing. Right now, you got Yannick Ngakoue and a converted wide receiver. That ain't enough.
Converted quarterback.
I'm sorry, converted quarterback, wide receiver, now DN.
Hey, but he was.
He had a pretty solid preseason.
So again,
he putting some pressure on the quarterback.
I'm actually going to go and defer to what Fowl said before. He good till they get some tape on him.
True.
Ain't like he's just one of them guys that it don't matter. So if you had a platoon of guys that you can run in and out, similar to, like I said last week, with how the Giants those Super Bowl years had that NASCAR package. To me, that benefits the Bears more so than just cutting the dude because why? He said he wanted to be traded because y'all didn't want to play him.
Which everyone said that we heard from the fun times.
So you hear that was never the case, but yet here and still the guy's gone.
Yeah, guy got cut.
And now you're looking at a guy in Ngakoue who's a kind of a if I don't like it here, I'm leaving type guy anyway. 8.5, 9.5. I think his highest was 10 or 12 sacks. That ain't no enough, as they say in the streets.
I agree with that.
That ain't no enough.
That ain't no enough.
No nothing on that.
I mean, so I'll put it to you like this. What are you really realistically looking for from your DN? How many sacks are you talking about getting?
Well, I'm looking at that platoon. So if you can platoon and your whole platoon between 2 to 3, maybe even 4 guys.
I was going to say Gibson possibly giving us 5 for the whole year.
I'm looking at, can I get somewhere between 15 to 17?
I would have been happy with it.
15 to 17 is my number because if 2 of them give you 8 and 9, that's 17. I think that's good production. But now we're looking at one guy who's probably going to get double teamed to possibly give us 8.
Well, you guys forgot about it. They did sign DeMarcus Walker as well. We just haven't seen.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. But he's still the guy last year.
Play well.
Yeah, but he was a guy last year that got you 7 sacks.
And I'm gonna throw another name out there that I thought he had a very impressive preseason, and it's interesting because I sat right next to his family at the game, and that's Lewis, number 52. I liked what he did.
I liked what he did, but again, we talking about somebody that did something against 2s and 3s more so.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I mean, that's the same thing that Travis Gibson did.
And that you're not wrong on that one either.
And that's why I said, but I'm leaning towards him just a little bit more.
So you would have cut Terrell. You would have cut Smith.
No, I would have kept those 4. I would have kept 2 right, 2 left. The person that I'm like I would have kept Gibson. The person that I was kind of worried about was when you put Justin Jones at your 3 technique by default because Pickens and Dexter aren't technically ready. Because we all know Jones, we've seen this movie. Jones is not really
that shit again.
Pickens, I thought, looked pretty good this year.
There you go with that shit again. Not ready. Why not?
They're not NFL starting ready.
What did he do last year as a 3 technique?
They are the future.
They are going to be last year as a 3 technique. You tell me.
Who? Wait, what? Justin Jones?
That's why.
What did he do as our 3
technique
right last year?
Yeah, that answered it right there.
Justin Jones didn't do shit.
What did Al-Qadim Muhammad do last year as our
he's
Oh
not
my
even,
God! Come on, man. That's a terrible question. He didn't do a fucking thing.
So my point is, you keep getting these positions wrong, but when you got somebody that actually got a little bit of bright spot to them, keep them.
I mean,
I'm not saying they won't get somebody else. Hey, they might.
I still think that they're going to get somebody else, in my opinion. They have something out there that they're planning.
Look, I ain't gonna lie. It's a couple people on my list I wanted one guy, and these are stupid reasons, but I'm just gonna be honest. For the line, I wanted the Carolina Panthers.
Fuck your list.
Michael Jordan. I wanted him just because nostalgia. And 6'6", 315-pound guard. and never go wrong with a guy named Michael Jordan, right? In Chicago. Wanted him. And then there was a guy by the name of Boogie Basham, who I just thought in Chicago just would have played great. He played behind, what's my man name? And it got hurt. He played behind Von Miller, edge rusher in Buffalo. Now he's a Giant. But just players like that you know, hey, come in, maybe give us a spark. You got one job. 3rd down, go get him. Say that platoon.
I mean, I heard that he also wanted to play in the 3-4.
Well, the Giants play a 3-4.
Yeah, he did say he wanted to play in 3-4.
Yeah, so he wanted to play in the 3-4. I mean, the thing is this. You come out, you request a trade, the Bears give you authorization to go and to request a trade. Shit, they couldn't trade you, couldn't find a trade partner. Even though you were looking good during the preseason, shit, apparently some team ain't think you were that damn good to trade for you. So they decided to sit up there and cut you.
But that kind of benefits him because now the Bears don't lose an asset. But the team that he may go to next don't lose a draft pick or nothing.
I mean, hey, it could be a win-win for both.
Yeah.
But again, I need, if we go into this season with the same mentality defensively like we did last season, we're gonna have a great secondary, great linebacker play, Terrible line play.
I mean, I put it to you like this. I'm not going to sit up there and say, like, this preseason, I didn't see the Bears get any pressure because I saw them get plenty of pressure. I mean, one fucking game they had fucking, 8 or 9 sacks?
Yeah, that was the first preseason game. That was when Gibson was on fire.
Second and third quarter on the Tennessee game.
It wasn't just Gibson.
No, it was the whole. It was
the whole second half was.
I mean, tell you this: have we not this preseason seen Dexter get in the backfield? Have we not seen Pickens get in the backfield? Have we not seen Smith get in the backfield? We saw Travis Gibson get in the backfield. We saw a couple guys, and that's without including Ngakoue and Walker, who hasn't played yet.
I was happy to see Ngakoue play.
I have to say this again. I've seen those same names, except for Gibson because he played against the ones. Most of that production was against 2s and 3s and 3s.
Gibson ain't played against no damn ones.
He played the first game.
I don't think Gibson played against ones. Gibson didn't play until the second half.
There's no ones yet. That motherfucker
never against Tennessee.
Yeah, I don't think he played. That was all against backups.
Okay,
I don't think Gibson played at all. I don't think he played one snap in the first half at all yet this preseason. Everything he played was in the second half.
I think he got a couple stats in the first half, but he
played against Tennessee because I remember him running after Malik Willis and what's the boy name?
Malik Willis and them was going back and forth. Shit, Malik Willis played damn near the whole goddamn game. He played.
Yeah, it was just one. He didn't play like the whole game.
Interchanging them.
They just had two quarterbacks playing the whole game. It was just back.
Yeah, I forgot about that. They were swapping, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, I like what I've seen. We all know that off of one offseason, off of one draft, that everything is not going to be fixed.
No.
We still got 2 first-round picks coming up next year. Hopefully, everything goes well this year. Bears can make some noise. They can. I'm not going to sit up there and put high hopes on it. It all depends on, at the end of the day, what number one does. If number one is excellent and if he lives up to the expectations that most Bears fans have, that some people that actually know football have, and become how dangerous we think that he really can, the Bears can damn sure be a playoff team. Hell, even win their damn division.
Here's the thing. I don't want them to have to put it all on number one. I want our defense to be great and relevant as well.
Yeah.
And right now, 7 of our positions are damn good. Our linebacker, and I'm telling you this now, our linebacking core might be the number 1 linebacking platoon in the NFL.
It's at least up there for sure. It's at least up there.
Because I don't know if you all saw the depth chart like I alluded to early in the year. Edmonds is the middle linebacker. Mm-hmm. Sanborn is the strong. Edwards is the wheel. And they say it's Sewell. I don't know if y'all paying attention. Sewell looked damn good too.
He did. Yeah, he did.
He coming on that field. Sewell gonna get on that field.
Yeah,
and I wouldn't be surprised. Right? I wouldn't be surprised if, in some senses, they put him down and have him just go at edge and rush the quarterback. I would not be surprised.
I mean, well, one thing that you did see in this preseason game against the Bills brought blitzes.
They did.
Lots of them. The Bears didn't really show shit. They ain't bring no blitz. It was just
they didn't do anything impressive.
They didn't do anything where they wanted to give teams any type of tape on them for the preseason. Well, give Green Bay any type of tape on them for the preseason. So I'm not mad at that. I'd much rather them sit up there, try to get at home with the 4 guys that they got, just to see who can put pressure and who can't, see who's going to develop and who hasn't. I like what I saw from the DBs. Tyreek Stevenson, I like him. He's a little too fucking aggressive.
Feisty, man. I
like that.
I'd rather you be too aggressive at a young age than not be aggressive for sure.
Hey, he is night and day from Kendall Vildor. That is one of the things that I don't wish unemployment on anybody, but I'm glad Kendall Vildor is no longer our problem.
Yeah. Well, I'm also worried about this right here because he can fuck around. He can make a difference, and then he can also probably cost you a game too.
The more and more he's on the field, though, the more and more this.
But see, his aggressive is because he's a natural ball, and he want to separate ball from person. He want to intercept the ball and he want to hit you. Those are good things to have. Now, if they can just teach him the control as to when to be aggressive, when to play small, that'll come with time. Because remember, except for Eddie, their secondary is pretty young. and he'll be at the number 2 position. So he'll have Brisker behind him. He'll have Kyler Gordon on the inside of him. Like, he'll be okay. He'll be okay. Now, that's something that T probably going to sit up here and want to speak on, because I got a feeling that Brisker and Eddie Jackson can be a top 10 safety tandem this year.
I think better if you're going to – but, I mean, at the same time, you had to pressure that quarterback, and I could think better.
They could be. They could be. As long as they know their roles and they play their roles. I know Eddie Jackson is going to play his. He's not going to tackle anybody in this role.
Eddie Jackson is slightly above average tackle.
Not going to tackle anybody. He's not going to make.
If a man got 80 damn tackles,
I'm about to say, did he have 81 tackles? Like, come on, man.
Obviously, he was tackling somebody.
Eddie Jackson's tackling is similar to Deion Sanders' tackling.
No,
he'll tackle if you don't have a full head of steam. If you have a full head of steam, he's gonna get alligator arms.
Hey, Terrence,
and he's not going to tackle.
There's a difference in being a willing tackler and not making the tackle, and being a person who just don't want to tackle at all. Deion didn't want to tackle. Eddie at least puts effort.
Eddie said, I don't know if you remember this, but Eddie said he don't want to tackle. He said that.
He said he may say that he don't want to, but he at least try.
No,
he said that
he don't like
all the time.
He don't want to tackle. He don't like to tackle.
He said that he's willing to get up there and mix it up.
He's a willing tackler. He is.
Yeah, if you don't have a full head of steam, he will make the tackle. If you have a full head of steam, oh no, he ain't gonna make that tackle. And if you want proof, I can pull up a lot of clips and show you proof.
But we can also pull up some clips where he was unfortunately playing strong safety, and he did make some good tackles. Him and Tyson Gibson,
that's out there too.
I might be able to find more bad tackles than good, though.
Yeah, and bad tackles and missed tackles.
Just a heads up, because I just got an alert on my phone, and JB, I want to ask you this, JB, because Quincy Roach just got cut from the Steelers. I would like him to see him in a Bears uniform. That guy has the potential, and I know we hate saying that freaking word, but the potential to be a game wrecker.
He must have just got cut. Like Cap.
Literally, I just got the notice on my phone. Pittsburgh Steelers just cut Quincy Roach. Pittsburgh cut him. He had 2.5 sacks and 5 quarterback hits just in the preseason.
Thank you. He's a try to hit stick guy, but that's not who he is.
Hey, I'd rather you be aggressive than be a bitch. I don't know. I wouldn't at least mind making a call and seeing about that, because I wouldn't be against bringing him in to try him.
So which category do we put Eddie Jackson in, Frank?
He's a top 15 safety in the league.
I might even honestly give him a top 10 safety in the league. I'm just not going to give him a top 20.
I'm not going to argue with the top
25
15
tackler safety.
I won't argue with it. Even though
he's a ball hawk. I mean, that's all that matters. He's an absolute ball hawk. He can read the plays. He can see when it's coming.
He's a very good cover safety.
He's a good cover guy too
in the NFL. He's one of the best cover safeties in the NFL. He's one of the best ball hawking safeties in the NFL. But he's not is one of the best tackling safeties.
He's not. He's a horrible.
And I'd much rather have 2 opposed to then.
But that's why you brought in Brisker to do that.
I'd rather have that too. Because here's the thing. Eddie Jackson very seldom get beat deep. Very seldom.
Really?
Very seldom.
Really?
Honestly, we got beat deep a lot. It was when Eddie Jackson was hurt. There's no question. I agree.
Eddie in the play. The only other person in Bears history that I see not get beat deep is Chris Conti, because when you watch TV, he's off the screen. That's
you got see that one goddamn game, son of a bitch.
You said Chris Conti didn't get beat?
Always got beat.
No, I said he wouldn't, because when you used to watch the games, you'd see 10 people and you would think the Bears were missing a person, but he's so far back he was off the screen.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was about to say
he literally looked like he was returning kicks.
It was a joke.
It was bad because so early in his career he did get beat back so much, and he was just like, I'm just gonna go all the way back there.
I'm just gonna go back 30 yards. Like,
I
damn.
want to address A. Stewart. A. Stewart says Eddie Jackson is soft. I don't think that he's soft. I just don't think that he's a good tackler.
What is soft?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a soft tackler. We will say that he's a soft.
Nah, it's not about being a soft tackle.
That's what we were talking about.
Wouldn't try to tackle or try to lean his shoulder or try to knock somebody out. He does now. He's not successful at it. That he is not. But I wouldn't call him soft.
He don't have any hitting power, but he's willing to hit.
I'll tell you one person who has hitting power, and we've seen it this preseason right now, and that's Kyler Gordon.
Absolutely.
That guy, first play of the preseason, he went from Spider-Man to Hulk.
He separates man from ball and man from soul. I like Kyler.
And just like a heads up, because in case anyone doesn't know, me and T-Nick actually got to meet him in the locker room after the game, which
you should put that picture up. Yeah, there you go.
Great feeling, great guy, most humble athlete you could ever meet. Just so down there, literally sat down and talked with me and T-Nick for like a half hour. Like, it was just really nice. And we were talking to him about his training that he did during the offseason. He got the coach of the Legion of Boom of the Seattle Seahawks to train him the entire offseason.
That's dope.
That is awesome. And then he goes the first preseason game and Legion of Boom knocks a freaking guy out with a hit. Like, I thought he had a great energetic type preseason.
So let me ask y'all this. I'm gonna pose a question to all three of our fans out there in the comment section. With Kyler emerging as he is, and I know he's slated at that nickel slot, does that mean we're going to be in nickel most of the time?
I would rather
have two linebackers on the field.
I would rather, honestly, because I mean, when he was pulled off, that's when Sanborn was actually going in.
But that's a coverage lineup, which means we're not getting a lot of pressure anyway, and the linebackers are really just playing halves as opposed to thirds and flats. So,
well, you look at it, your two highest paid linebackers you're gonna keep on the field anyway. But
hands down, they'll be out there.
Edmonds is a guy that's 6'4", runs a 4.4.
6'5".
6'5", I'm sorry, and runs a 4.4. I know a lot of people out there were mad about the whole Roshan. I mean, what's one name?
Roquan Smith.
We already forgot his name.
All them roles, man. It got me all fucked up. Anyway, so I know a lot of people were upset about Roquan and about the money and whatnot. But in this particular defense that we playing, we much rather have the guy that's 6'5". That's one of the best covered linebackers in the NFL.
Rated number one.
Drop back, huh?
He was rated number one. Edwards was number 6.
Right. Rated the number one cover linebacker in the NFL last year. 6'5", runs as fast as Roquan. He can sit up there and cause a disruption in the middle of that field, opposed to Roquan, who's more of a 3-4 linebacker.
Well, we didn't know we was getting him either, so we really can't.
I will say this.
We didn't know, but I see why they sort of pivot off of that.
Yeah. I will say this
because the scheme fit wise.
Yes, fit wise is for someone that's taller.
Because he's more Urlacher-esque.
Yeah, that makes it difficult going down that middle. I mean, it's hard to throw a ball over a big 6'5" motherfucker in the middle of the goddamn field.
Agreed.
And I'll say this, just a heads up, a quick one really quick, because we actually got to see him in the locker room too. That guy looks way bigger than 6'5". That guy's head was freaking touching the ceiling.
He's a massive
in the family room. He looks massive.
Well, Frank, you only about 5'8", so
that's a very good point. But there were other Bears players in there too that were looking up at him. So,
but that's to Chris's point. But here's the point that I want to really, really, really make with that, because how do you not keep Kyler Gordon on the field? Right, that's one. And two, how do you bring back Sanborn into the fold, or Sewell, if you're going to stay in that base nickel?
It's gonna be a good question. I mean, judging from what I'm seeing, is they're going to be rotating out a lot of different things to try to confuse offenses.
Or to Chris's point, if Tyreek Stevenson gets a little out of his body, do you go base 4-3 and you just move Kyler to CB2?
I would love that.
I've always said that I thought Kyler was better on the outside than he was being the
Trust me, you weren't the only one who thought that.
I mean, the nickel fighting across traffic and slot anyway, that's a lot of rub routes, a lot of pick routes, anything. That's a lot of garbage to filter through.
And we saw that during the game versus Buffalo when they did that rub route with Edmonds, and I forgot who was chasing the wide receiver, and I think Diggs came straight across on the third down on a rub route because the two set up there and collided.
Mm-hmm.
That's because
Kyler Gordon was still in there with coverage on him too, and that hit off of his fingertips too. He still almost got there. That was just a perfect throw.
Well, agreed, but again, a lot of people don't realize like the nickel is a hard position because it's not just cover somebody. You got to filter through a lot of different things going on. Not to mention, a lot of times the slot receiver may be the fastest person on the team in a lot of other offenses.
Well, he damn sure probably the quickest.
Or the quickest. Thank you. Better suited, the quickest, because he's got to filter through all that stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But I think he's built for it because he's got an aggressive nature when you watch him play. Early on, he had his little bumps and bruises and stuff, but as you watch the games progress later into the season, we can literally say Kyler Gordon and the whole secondary, Brisker was a monster. Like, our secondary can literally be our calling card. I'm not saying they are the Legion of Boom, but they can be of that ilk.
And then you add those linebackers in there too. Now, if you can get a pass rush,
what did the Legion of Boom have?
Man.
Great linebackers, Bobby Wagner and them boys. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had all the things that were kind of make defensively. We had all that. And I just think that moving into the direction of staying in that base nickel cover two, it's just gonna make, to me, the Bears want you to pass so they can get the turnovers. They want to generate more turnovers.
Yeah.
You stay in the base 4-3, we know we kind of trying to stop the run. You know, we trying to hopefully mean that you make a mistake, because sometimes you got a linebacker covering the tight end, then you got another linebacker covering the slot receiver. It can get a little messy.
Can we take a bathroom break right now?
Pay
some bills and go take that.
Pay some bills, but we ain't taking no bathroom break.
I'm about to take a bathroom.
Yeah, we
break.
know.
Listen, shout out to my man Terrence from Chicago's Clubhouse podcast from the Moore's Brewing Company here in Chicago, Illinois. All right, we got bros out here putting out this for the Moors. It's tasty. I didn't even have to come on here lying about this. All right, this tastes like what I like when I drink a beer. I don't drink a beer often because I'm too big and I need to stay off of carbonated drinks. But this is the carbonated drink you need to open up and crack and take a sip. All right, if you want to come out of the dark ages, be educated. All right, get you some of this Moore's brew right here. It's definitely tasty. You can get it in Kimbark and High Park.
Whoa. I thought we were a team. Where's Mines? And when are we getting in Tempe, Arizona?
I guess we're going to have to find out, man. But everybody out there, for here from Chicago, go to Kimbark and pick you up some Moors.
There was a time when high standards prevailed, when excellent craftsmanship was displayed and treated with the utmost importance. Acquire the crisp, refreshing taste of Moore's Beer. Moore's Beer. Raise your standards.
All right, I got to chime in on Moore's really quick, because I don't think I've been able to talk about Moore's since we had that live podcast with Misty over at the Wiener Circle. I am not an ale fan. I've never have been, but that was a damn good ale beer. So
you liked it, brother.
That was damn good, and I can't wait till that shit hits the suburbs. Hit it quicker, please.
Tell you the truth, I don't even know what the fuck an ale is.
Okay, I mean that's why you have a Tesla and a mansion, so it's all.
I know, right? Hey, you see the size of that motherfucker?
That was a beauty, man.
Yeah. Party in my crib, wherever the fuck that is.
So,
Damn shame in Chicago.
I didn't even look. Where was it? It was probably suburbs.
I don't even think it was there. It's like fucking
I would have
Dallas.
to look that up. Where was it?
so looking at the roster that we have right now, I say right now because
Hold on, T.
wow,
Are you eating a fucking animal cookie or something?
no man, it's a pretzel.
That would have been great if you were rocking out animal crackers.
Animal crackers in a Corona?
It's pretzels, man.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not drinking a Corona. I'm drinking a wine cooler.
You should have said it was a Corona, man.
Should have just stuck with that.
Wine coolers are chasers.
I have to go to work in the morning.
So do I. So do we all.
So I'm not drinking beer. I'm drinking a wine cooler with my pinky out.
Your hacker blocked me. I can't look at your page anymore. Your hacker blocked me.
I see Skylark is putting a lot up about Dan Freeney, who actually went to, was it Sandburg High School?
Yeah, I said he from Orland Park earlier. Yeah, he a hometown guy.
Yeah.
So, what impact do you think he'll have?
Yeah, he's going to be a plug and play if we need him type guy.
I mean,
he was brought here because we don't know what's happening with Jenkins. That's pretty much why he was.
For that.
Going on this line, period.
Okay, let me ask y'all this. He comes from Miami, right?
Yeah.
What was Miami's problem?
Shit, they lying. Their quarterback?
No, their line kept getting their quarterback concussions. Like
quarterback kept losing his head, literally.
So I'm not that excited about a guy from that scheme coming here to protect Justin. I'm just not. I mean, hopefully change the scenery, whatever. But I'm not like, oh man, we got us a dog. We got us one. Like, dude, you might be one of the reasons why Tua is about to be.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, though, Tua's issues was a lot of times always on the outside, and he was a guard. So I mean, but still, you were on that offensive line.
No, so don't they have Laramie Tunsil on their left tackle? They got a pretty good left tackle.
I thought Larry Tunsil was their signing this offseason.
No, Tunsil was there before, if I'm not mistaken. But they're if I'm not mistaken, their problem was straight up the gut.
Yeah,
where this guy plays.
I'll put it to you like this: don't the fucking football guys owe us one? I mean, shit. How many of our fucking players that wasn't about shit here sit up there and go some fucking where else and fucking shines?
It happens a lot.
Yeah.
They owe us too.
So I think they owe us shit. They owe us goddamn shit over the years.
I'm talking about a more recent note. They owe us too. Because Mark Colombo went to Dallas and all of a sudden learned how to be a damn all-pro caliber lineman, which I don't know why he wasn't there like that with us. Maybe we just cut ties with him too early. That's one. And then, for two, I know it's a sore spot, but we just talked about him. But Roquan went, got his $20 million, made a Pro Bowl and first team all defensive player, all pro with Baltimore. So
but this is why I sit up there and say it's a lot of times got to do with politics. Roquan did nothing different.
I was going to say that too. If Roquan was still a Bear, he still would have made that.
And he made All Pro and Pro Bowl. So he never made which one did he never make? It was the All Pro that he never made, or was the Pro Bowl
team? No, he didn't make the Pro Bowl with us, but he
made the All Pro team.
He was a first team All Pro, and I think he was wasn't he supposed to be a Pro Bowl alternate with us?
Yes, he was.
No, I don't even think he fucking made it.
Yeah, I mean, he was never listed on there.
Something like that he got. Because remember they were saying, how did he not make the Pro Bowl when he had numbers that only in his first 3 years or 2 years had numbers that only Ray Lewis had?
Yeah.
So it was a snub type job.
Yeah, it was a stupid, but whatever.
Yeah.
He's gone. Wish him the best, dude. Always wish him the best. Just not against the Bears. I hope you fucking shit the bed whenever you play the Bears.
Also, I want people out there to also keep receipts when it comes down to certain players that you may have friends or family.
I got plenty
people that talk about certain Bears players and how they ain't gonna be shit, or how the organization was dumb for trading this pick for this player. Keep those receipts, because if those players do shine, damn sure throw it back in their fucking face.
I have a list.
I'm about to throw this shit all
Ant Stewart said they owe us 3. What's the third one, Ant?
Yeah, I got a book of those receipts, man, and I already have 4 bets with my my boy Froggy out there, who's, hey, love you because you serve for us, man. You're over in Japan right now. Appreciate you, love you, all that, but you couldn't be any more wrong about the bullshit that you're trying to feed me, but can't be any more wrong.
Please share, because I have no idea what you're talking about.
All right, here. We'll start it off by this, because he is a giant Will Anderson fan. He loves Will Anderson. He wanted the Bears to have Will Anderson. He wanted to leave him at number 1. But he didn't understand that your number one thing that you needed to do this offseason relied on Justin Fields. So you traded back, and you got, in my opinion, the best tackle in the draft that he thinks is pure garbage. He's not even better than Larry Borum, according to him. And I said, I'm sorry, Larry Borum should be lucky that he even made this freaking lineup, let alone better than Darnell Wright. But then you're also going to feed off to that saying you just got us a number 1 wide receiver in DJ Moore. So it doesn't matter what happens. He will always message me. And he just did with Travis Gibson going. He was just like, and I agree with him on the Travis Gibson, because I thought they should have kept him too. But he, no matter what, he will always hate Darnell Wright, hate Foles for trading away the option of drafting Will Anderson, and any defensive end that we get, he will always hate, because he thinks Ngakoue is one of the worst ends in football.
He's not. No. He's not El Kadim Muhammad. That's one of the worst ends in football. Right. Here's my question to Froggy, though.
Thank you, Rogu.
Here's my question to Froggy, though. All this preseason, since we jumping back and forth across lines, I didn't hear Will Anderson's name a lot.
I have a bet with him that says rookie year. Darnell Wright will be more important to the Chicago Bears than Will Anderson will be to the Houston Texans.
Now,
I have a bottle of sake on the line too, so I might be pulling in possibly 4.
You said sake. I was going to say some Suntory Japanese whiskey.
Ooh, I might actually see if I could maybe substitute, because I'm more of a whiskey fan than a sake.
See, I'll link you to that later.
All right.
But I heard about Javon Carter more than I heard Will Anderson in the preseason.
I said the same thing. I've said the same thing.
So what are we talking about, Froggy? And let's not forget, Darnell Wright was a problem for Will Anderson and Javon Carter.
I've said that to him too. Didn't matter.
Self-admitted.
There was a thing out there that said 83% of any NFL analyst says that Darnell Wright will be a Pro Bowler by his 3rd year. He will be one of the best tackles in football by his 3rd year. Will Anderson, I'm not dissing Will Anderson. I think he is going to be a great end. And if we were 2 years down the road later and Will Anderson, I might have kept that number 1 pick and maybe got Will Anderson. But an edge rusher you desperately need, but you can't tell me an offensive tackle and a number 1 wide receiver was more important than an edge rusher.
Let me tell you what Will Anderson just didn't do for the Bears. Will Anderson just didn't get you 2 first-round picks next year. Will Anderson didn't get you DJ Moore. Will Anderson did not give you protection for Justin Fields. What are we talking about?
I've already asked him numerous times to come on the show and talk to us. But
hopefully, I know he's in a.
And I always told him, I was like, hey, we keep everything real, man. It's all good.
But we'd love to have him on the show. But again, I think Will Anderson's in a good spot because of his coach is DeMeco Ryans. I think he landed in the perfect situation.
Agreed.
He does best. Cool. We needed protection for our franchise quarterback. And we got arguably one of the top 5 linemen in the whole draft.
I'd say top. I still say top. I'm sorry. I say them are the best because his and this is what I try to explain to him. Does he make mistakes? Everybody makes mistakes. He's not a freaking robot. Everybody's going to make mistakes. But his ability to react and his footwork gets him out of so many mistakes too, because he is so freaking quick for a big guy.
He's an athletic big guy. He's not, and I my favorite lineman, well, anybody knows my favorite lineman is Larry Allen of all time. He giving me those vibes as far as the way he moves, not his bulk, not his strength, but the way he moves for a big guy. He able to get moving, get that 3-something on the move, and get out of there. He's very athletic. The issue that I have defensively now is, well, if you had Will Anderson, then we don't have DJ Moore.
And this is what I actually told him today. This is what I told him today as well. I was like, if you're telling me that we went out and drafted Will Anderson with that number 1 pick, you basically just said, Justin Fields, this is your last year because we're not giving you any weapons. We are drafting a quarterback next year because you didn't do anything to help him in the offseason.
I'll tell you, we might have dodged the bullet because the Bears might have messed around, had the number 1 pick again, tried to move on from Justin, tried to draft Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams said, I ain't going there.
After what you just did with Justin Fields, why wouldn't you?
So getting a lineman, even if it wasn't Darnell Wright, because I think all of us on this panel, with the exception,
I would like to see Paris Johnson slip that far.
I think maybe T, you didn't really want a lineman at the time. I know Chris, me and you we just didn't want Carter.
Yeah.
Carter.
I know who I'm supposed to want.
Yeah, I mean, we weren't against. I think all 3 of us agreed we weren't against if they traded back again to get that big motherfucker that was opposite side of Paris Johnson.
Oh yeah, he ended up.
Juwan Jones.
He had a very good preseason too.
He went to Cleveland, right?
Cleveland, yeah.
Yeah, it's Broderick Jones who ain't been playing. He's in Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
he has not been playing. And Skoronski was kind of like,
Skoronski got his ass whooped this
in Tennessee. He was,
he had to
straight dodged the bullet there. Definitely think we dodged the bullet with that one.
I still would have liked Juwan Jones.
I wouldn't have been against that if they would have pulled in an extra 2nd or 3rd round pick.
I'm not mad at Juwan Jones. Look, Darnell Wright, Juwan Jones. I'm not mad at either one. But damn it, don't give me no DN or no Javon Carter when we got Justin still running for his life.
All right, before I get out of here, fellas, because I do got to get up early for work in the morning, I wanted to know you guys' thoughts about the whole Jonathan Taylor.
I think Jim Irsay is a punk.
Ain't no question on that.
He set that man up for failure.
Yep.
You want to trade him when there's no draft compensation, little to no cash left, and then give him a 4-day deadline?
Well, tell you the truth. First of all,
he got a lot of calls, I heard, too. He got a lot of calls, but they wanted way too much.
Yeah. How the hell do you sit up there and say that the running back position is devalued, but yet you talking about this guy can go ahead and try to initiate a trade, but you want a 1st-round pick?
They wanted multiple picks, including.
They didn't want to lose them.
Hey, all I gotta say is there's a lot of fucking rich dummies out there in the world.
No question about that. No
rich dummies. I don't know what I'm
saying. A lot of rich dummies out there in the world. It makes no fucking sense. And tell you the truth, I would have loved to see him in a Chicago Bears uniform. Jesus Christ, could you picture him?
Not for no 1st-round pick, though.
No, not for a fucking 1st-round pick.
Yeah, not for that.
Nope. Nah.
No. If you wanted Khalil Herbert and a 3rd rounder,
I was gonna say you would have to give me some
Khalil Herbert and a 3rd rounder. I'm good with that.
I would have to give you some players.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Khalil Herbert and a 3rd. See ya, Herbert.
Yeah,
peace out.
Man, I wouldn't have.
I would.
How they treat running backs
now. I'd have gave him Herbert, Velvet, and a 3rd, and been like, "Thank you."
If we would have gave him Velvet, we probably would have had to give them a pick just to take Velvet.
Not gonna say they are. One of them owns 2 teams in the city of Chicago.
Oh wow, Scott. Yeah, no, you're right. You sure right, Scott. You're right. You're right.
One thing I wanted to plug in here too, since I know only me and JB are in it. Me and JB are the only ones in it. If you guys don't want to be in it, you guys don't got to be in it. But on the comments for everyone to hear, we do got 10 more spots left on that fantasy football league. All right, we're probably going to have it open at least until Friday. And if all spots aren't filled, we're going to just run it with what we got. So it's gonna be interesting because you better do your homework if you want to find some good luck in the later rounds because it's a pretty big team league.
Yeah.
You might be able to get Velvet Jones in this draft.
I don't believe what Tony said. He said if you wanted a running back like that, should have drafted B. Robinson. B. Robinson is not on Jonathan Taylor.
Oh God! If B. Robinson was available in the second round, I would have took him in the second round.
Jonathan Taylor is arguably the best running back in the league right now.
Yeah, you're no question about that.
I tell you this, he's probably the number one fucking game
changer
maker running back.
He's probably no less than 3.
If you're talking about a running back who just downhill beast people out and everything like that, but I'd still have to give Saquon as far as the number.
I was going to say it's between Saquon and King Henry.
No less than 5.
Who? I would give him top 3. Yeah, I would give him top 3.
Who you got? Who else are you talking about?
Christian McCaffrey.
I can't give McCaffrey if he can't make it.
4 or 5.
Yeah, I can't give McCaffrey if he can't make it past the full season. That guy hasn't had a full
season. I mean, Jonathan Taylor was hurt last year, but the year before then, the man was fucking smoked the NFL. Yeah. Smoked it.
Yeah, and I mean,
and as far as when it comes down to speed, none of those guys in the top 5 are fucking with him as far as when it comes down to
speed. That's true.
Like, come on, man.
Fuck.
Since
he's very shifty.
Yeah,
since we're talking about that,
look at his fucking highlights. God damn.
Yeah.
It's like every time he touched it, the motherfucker damn near went to the house.
I bet you any money, the team that called them the most to try to make a deal was the Baltimore Ravens.
Hands down.
I bet you even
hands down. They just need more.
They didn't have to pick.
Yeah.
They want to find the next Ray Rice.
Well, they turned down.
What does that mean? Knocking out people in the elevator?
No, Ray Rice. I was gonna say Jamal Lewis, not Ray Rice. The next Jamal Lewis. 2000.
Frank.
Do you have a post-it note for today? Actually,
no, I don't.
Okay, I'm gonna throw in a post-it note really quick here, and I want everyone's opinion on this one because this is follow. If you got to head out, dude, love you. You head out. Take care of that pre-test in that house.
Post-it note.
Hey, well, hold up. Can we give it the proper introduction?
Give me the post-it note then.
All right. Well, now
you got to have vision.
No vision post-it note.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh shit.
So, who officially had the worst trade up in the draft? The Bears going for Mitchell Trubisky or the 49ers going for Trey Lance? Because that has to be a topic now, and it is all over social media now. The Niners trading Trey Lance for a 4th-round draft pick after everything they gave up.
It'd be your own people, man.
I had to bring this up because it is all over the place.
Why you have to bring it up, Frank?
Because it is all over the place, and people want to hear that shit.
I didn't know we were a current event show.
We could be a current event show. Why not?
Okay, we'll add that to a repertoire.
Post-it note, current events. So, like, who would you pick?
So you answer first.
Shit.
And give your reasons why, too.
Say like this, I'm going to go with San Fran because what, they traded 3 first-rounders?
They traded fucking...
Yeah. How many did we trade?
We traded 2.
We traded 2. And then on top, at least we got something out of our first round. Shit. They ain't even get.
Mitch at least played games and took us to a playoff, man.
Shit, he took us to a 12-4 record as well.
Yeah.
What comes around goes around.
The only reason it's still somewhat of a topic is because Patrick Mahomes was in that draft first.
And I was gonna say that's why I still say the Bears because here's the thing, fellas, and you all may not see my vision with this, but the 49ers, in my opinion, don't really know what they had out of Trey Lance because 1, he didn't play when they first got him because they had Jimmy G still, and 2. When he finally won the starting position, the very next game after the Bears game, he got hurt. So you really
can't
don't
justify that one game in that monsoon either.
Right. You really don't know what Trey Lance was for them. And then for all the reports to say, oh, well, Brock Purdy fits their offense just so much better. I mean, okay, we can say that. We can say that now. I mean, I think I remember a guy by the name of Brock Osweiler having success the minute he took somebody's position, and the next year he was trash.
Kevin Cobb.
That happens a lot, dude. That happens a lot.
Oh, not Kevin Cobb. Matt Flynn. Remember Matt Flynn came in for Brett Favre and won those 5 games?
I'll give you another one.
Lost his job to Russell Wilson, 3rd round.
I'll give you another one, too. Matt Castle, Tom Brady. He went and got a big payday after he filled in for Tom Brady.
When they went 11-5 and didn't make the playoffs, Matt Castle.
I'll tell you one thing: San Francisco playing with fire. They better hope that boy Brock Purdy actually turns out to be something pretty nice. Because if they don't, he's going to join that little short list of quarterbacks that sit up there. Actually, I'm going to say it because I'm going to fucking say it. Those white quarterbacks that end up getting opportunity after opportunity to show that they're these fucking great quarterbacks and end up turning out to be shit.
Yeah.
Hey, check it out. Brock Purdy ain't that.
Scott Hoppins, Nick Foles, won a freaking
What Brock Purdy is he can run Shanahan's system.
Yeah.
That's all it is. But once you start chipping away at pieces of that system, remember, Jimmy Garoppolo took that team, minus Christian McCaffrey, to a Super Bowl. Why? So it's more of the system than it is the quarterback. But at the same time, we can say what Patrick Mahomes is now. But when we watched North Carolina's foul, me and you talked about this at length back then. When we saw Ryan Pace in the damn stands, remember at the North Carolina game, we talked that Saturday. Like, why is he at that game up at the top with the expected gadget joint on? What is he doing?
But
my point is, Mitch Trubisky in college was never better than Patrick Mahomes or Deshaun Watson or none of them boys. Never.
Right. But let me ask you this. This is something that I always ask.
The Golden P Award.
I'll always ask this. Would Patrick Mahomes have been Patrick Mahomes if he came here?
Far as
I don't think he would have. If he did not have Andy Reid, he would not be Patrick Mahomes.
Let me explain. His talent, he was doing the same thing on the Cliff Kingsbury. He is who he is. Now, would he have had the success with the team? Possibly not.
I don't think he would have the stats or numbers either.
Would he still be the gunslinger?
Would he still be a gunslinger? Yeah, that doesn't fade. That doesn't go away.
Absolutely.
But I don't see him. Yeah, I mean, even winning and everything like that, that's hands down, no question. But statistically, I don't see him.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because he's got different schemes and different weapons. But would he still make those elevated plays? Because that's just in his DNA. That's what he does.
And I will say this too, and I mean, I want your guys' opinion on this one. Quarterback, you got to have confidence early on in your career. If you don't have that confidence, you're destined to have a.
Hey, Mitch Trubisky just got a job with one of the best coaches in NFL history and lost his job to Kenny Two Gloves. That's all you need to know about Mitch Trubisky moving forward.
He was given an extra shot, and he did not get it. So
hey.
All right, fellas, I'm out of here, man. T, keep fucking up those pretzels and your wine.
You are demolishing those pretzels. Like, I thought Foulmouth eats so much. You're like,
hey, man, I didn't eat all day.
Man, you were looking like the fucking Cookie Monster.
All right, man, get your ass out of here.
I'm out of here, fellas. Good night, chat.
Right. Good night. Peace.
But I think you pose a great post to know with that, though. But the 49ers get what they get because they fleeced us. So the hell with them. I think they're going to finish third in their division anyway. I think it's going to be the Seahawks. The Rams are going to have a resurgence. The Rams and the 49ers are going to fight for that second position.
I don't know if the Rams are getting there.
This is what I want to do, guys. Before we get into shout-outs, I want to build the practice squad. And before we do that, let's add our guy in here, Easy.
Just sitting out here with a tank top.
Hey, I like Easy's comment. JB is right as always. Thank you, brother.
He was wrong. He was wrong. He was just tooting your horn.
But I will say this about that trade, though. Dallas, I think, has a very big possibility of winning that trade.
Well, here's the thing: if Dak wets the bed, so to speak,
what she's known to do.
Your successor is.
I'm a little underdressed, I realize.
Yeah, I was just like, dude, would you just?
Whose wife are you beating?
Oh Lord.
He looks more like the wife who was beaten.
He's in California, man. It's hot. Give him a break.
You look like you on
a
episode
series of horrible responses.
But here's the thing, Tank. The reason why I say that's smart on Jerry Jones' part is because if Dak wets the bed, so to speak, Trey Lance can come in at a very, very team-friendly deal. They can pay Micah, they can pay whoever else, and not have to worry about picking up Zach's.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
The hell does that have to do with anything?
That was not me.
Right.
That was not me.
That was me.
So
that was me.
That
my finger slipped. My finger slipped.
No, but I am not a Dak fan. I won't say I'm not a Dak fan. I'm just not a Cowboy fan. Fuck the Cowboys, man.
Fuck the Cowboys. Amen to that.
Like, I hate that team.
Hey, look at what Skylar just said. I'm telling y'all, listen to me.
No, and I agree with that, man.
They got 11.
That's insane. They have to have something in their plans to go and get a quarterback. You can't freaking.
They're about to go get PJ Walker, man.
So, well, let's put together.
We're gonna get a bottle of literacy on that. I don't think they're getting PJ.
Let's put together this practice squad. Is Travis Gibson gonna survive? If they put him on the practice squad,
no, he's
gonna stay there.
No,
look, all I know is we better have a plan at pass rush, because if they're cutting Travis Gibson, that could be either a really good sign or a really bad sign. A good sign would mean, if there's someone who's proven he's better. The bad sign would be he sucks and there's still no one who's good. And that just says a lot about the development of that position over the past few years.
I think Travis Gibson is going to land with a team that either needs him as a starter or like that next man up at the edge rusher position.
And we weren't even able to give him that. That doesn't.
And I'm thinking Vegas. I'm thinking the Chiefs. I'm thinking the Saints for sure, because they run that kind of rotating package down there.
The Saints make everyone work on defense.
I could see him going.
Remember
he's not going to be unemployed.
I see him going.
Remember they took Trufant from us and turned him into a really good corner again.
Remember, Trufant was good. Well, I'm not even trying to be funny because I knew we had a numbers game. When we lost Olamujier, I was like, OJ played very well. I thought he would at least make the special teams, and be a gunner or something. But, hey.
Nathan Peterman.
I agree, Sam. Put up what Samuel Blackwell just said. I agree with that.
Also, I like watching number 52.
I like Lewis, and I've said that too. I've said that from the beginning, man. I like Terrell Lewis.
And the Rams may have given up on him too soon, but here we go again. They say another team's trash is another team's treasure. Cool, this could be a point in that direction. But again, I would like the proven guy for once.
I want results.
I'm just throwing it out there because I'm not saying this is true. If Aaron Donald was on the free agent market, damn it, go get Aaron Donald. We used to do stuff like that,
Yeah, I don't think we have since
Julius Peppers.
Yeah. We made a gun at McPhee. I remember too. We spent a lot of money on McPhee, but he's not.
McPhee was a nice player, not Julius Peppers.
We got McPhee, but it wasn't. He never stayed healthy.
Never stayed healthy. Yeah, that was the question.
Let's not compare him to Julius Peppers, right? Like Aaron Donald, Julius Peppers. These are guys who are true blue chip, like tier one players.
Peppers is Hall of Fame worthy.
Yes. Oh, for sure. There's no question.
That's who we're talking about when we talk about Julius Pep. Hell, if Richard Seymour is in the damn Hall of Fame, Pep better be coming soon.
Oh, Pep will be a Hall of Famer. There's no doubt.
Yeah, Pep should be a first ballot for sure when he's available. Because what does that have to be after 5 years?
5.
To become available? And I think this upcoming year will be his
fifth. Okay, cool. But I just think like T said, as far as our practice squad, it's hard to keep people on that practice squad without restrictions because they can be poached at any time.
Yeah.
And the only thing, as far as I remember, what are we second or third, or are we still first as far as the waiver wire? Because I thought we used a waiver on Tunyon, didn't we? Was it Tunyon or Mercedes Lewis? Which one was it?
I have to look that up. I'm not sure on that one.
Same.
Mercedes.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that one.
Because I know we're up in the top 5. I think as far as the waiver wire is concerned, when people become free agents.
Either way, hoping Mercedes could give the defense the lowdown on Jordan Love for week 1.
I'll tell you one thing though, Mercedes, he has the cutest little kid, man. I'll tell you that for sure.
Are we first until Will? Thank you. I thought we were top 3. Yeah, thank you, Sam. First until hey, that's not bad because we might have some more cap casualties coming within the next couple of days. We don't know.
Oh, the Chiefs waived Travis.
He beat me to it. I just looked it up too. We are still first in the waiver.
But we're not getting so the whole Chris Jones things. Look, they're not getting rid of Chris Jones. They're not letting him walk out that door. He's just not at camp. Trust me, they're in the back channels talking. How can we make this happen?
They can't afford to let him go.
Well, they have like a year or 2 of leeway because after you win a Super Bowl, you get to have a little buffer period where you could, not rebuild but like retool a couple positions. So I could see where they would let him go, but I don't think they will because I think they want to keep winning as much as they can while they still got.
Do you remember last year preseason the reason why they said they were able to let Tyreek Hill go? Because they needed to free up money for Chris Jones. That's what their damn GM said.
Oh, and they gave Christian Jones that money, though. He got a big payday. Now he wants more.
No, I think isn't he a UFA?
No, he's still got, I think, 2 more years left in his contract.
I thought next season he was a UFA.
Yeah, I have to look that up.
He wants
again.
an extension now.
2 more years left in his contract. He just wants more money now.
I mean, Can you not say he's a top 10 defensive lineman in the league?
Oh, I can easily say that for
15
sure.
sacks last year.
I think it's also like he adds a certain clutch factor of, like he'll make big plays in big games. Like he's proven to be able to do that. And I think that's really important.
More than one occasion, Easy, you're absolutely right. He consistently does that in the Super Bowl, and he consistently does that in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. That's huge. That's why all these Bengals defensive players, I think they'll all get pretty decent contracts once they expire.
Yeah, my mistake. This is the last year of his contract, so he's still got 1 more year.
That's what I thought.
He still got 1 more.
Next year.
He's still signed through this year, and he wants more.
Logan Wilson will get paid again.
Wait. What did Samuel Blackwell just say? Chiefs just traded with their rival for a DT for a 6th-round pick. Their rival as in who? Interconference rival or their rival as in the Bengals? Yeah, well, I didn't see that.
No, they traded with the Raiders.
Live watching.
They traded 8 hours ago for Neil Farrell Jr.
Okay.
I'm looking at that too. Defensive.
We get way off track. Let's focus. We're talking about the Bears.
You got to have that vision.
Yeah, you got to have that.
I don't think it's off topic to talk about a championship team because we want the Bears to kind of replicate what they do.
Well, I think it's off topic because we're talking about the Bears. We ain't talking about nobody else.
And it relates because if the Bears are trying to get this man, we need to find out what it's going to take to get him.
And we're talking about the Bears practice squad, so let's focus on that.
Well, I heard they haven't tried. You want to go down next week?
Shall we please? Shall we please?
You can
I
go
don't much care for Ebner. Never been an Ebner guy.
I was never an Ebner.
Do you think he'll resurface though?
No, I think he'll stay on the practice squad.
If
nobody's going to sign him.
I mean,
he'll get picked up by somebody that needs some special teams help.
Yeah, he wasn't a bad.
Nothing against Tristan. Like he's not like he's just mid. Like there's not much to his game.
Just not a running back that we hit
like Herbert's got some spunk to how he runs. Roshan clearly, looks very capable of doing a lot of things.
Looks the future for me.
I love Roshan.
Yeah, that boy looks like the future.
That run against the Titans made me fall in love with him instantly. Like I think he's special.
So let me bring this to you guys' attention.
Foreman, I love the way Foreman plays. The 3 really good 3-headed monster for the big league team.
Yeah. So Easy, you weren't on the show when we asked this question. You were probably in the background. Do you think Khalil Herbert should be our number 1 running back?
No,
we're not asking if the Bears are going to make him number 1. We're asking if you think he should be number 1 running back.
I'm honored that you value my expert opinion.
But we can give a rat's ass about your opinion.
No, I don't think he should be the number 1 running back.
Everybody agreed with that.
Yeah, I think Roshan Johnson should get the lion's share of the carries. I think Herbert in like 3rd and 1 situations, hell yeah, sign me up. I also think Herbert should, maybe learn a little bit of the blazing game stuff. And, it would be interesting to have like a 2-back set with Herbert in there, kind of kick it old school. But no, I mean, he definitely really short yardage situations. Yes, I absolutely think so. But when it comes to like the bell cow or whatever you want to call it, that belongs to Roshan as far as I'm concerned.
I agree. And don't forget, I think there will be some sprinkles of Travis Homer in there because he was a hell of a 3rd down back in Seattle.
Yeah, I like Homer. I like Homer, having him on 3rd downs. And I like Foreman. He's experienced. He runs hard. He's got that I always compare players to certain Bears running backs because I feel like the Bears have had a nice variety of styles. Foreman's kind of got like that Thomas Jones, like pure downhill, just gonna run right through you kind of thing. And I like that.
Okay. I can see that. I was going to say a little A-train for me, but I can see the Thomas Jones.
I like the A-train thing. Yeah, I do.
love
the rookie A-train thing.
Man, I loved young A-train when I was
absolutely back-to-back 1,000-yard season. What's not to like? Now,
also, just real quick, you were right. I went back and watched some more, Bear stuff from when talking to you, JB. You were talking about Sean Merriman over Hillenmeyer last week, right? It would have been nice to draft him instead of Cedric Benson. God rest his soul. And yeah, the Bears, we did a lot of that 5-2 stuff where you had 4 down linemen between, Brown and Agunlie, and then you have and then imagine having Sean Merriman, like Jesus Christ. Yeah, that would have been probably the best defense of all time for 2 years. So yeah, I just wanted to give you your flowers on that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's
need flowers.
Let's get the train back on the track now, shall we? So we're still talking about the practice squad. So Travis Bell, he was a what were you gonna say, Easy?
Oh, you said the practice squad. I said practice.
Yeah,
we're talking about practice, not a game.
Travis Bell, is he gonna resurface to the practice squad? Because he's a rookie. I wouldn't just cut him and let him float.
Yeah, I'd say why not?
Yeah, I would. He's a rookie.
Here's the thing, though, but he's a D tackle.
Yeah,
we don't need those.
We really don't need. Now, if he can show that he can play a little edge rush, or God forbid if somebody gets hurt or somebody gets traded. But I was more concerned about Terrell Smith personally, but that's me.
I wonder, I feel like we have this track record of drafting these defensive tackles late and then cutting them because they just don't really work out. Like Tonga last year, 2 years ago, I think he's with the Vikings now. Kairos Tonga. You remember some guys like even, going back earlier, like in earlier rounds and earlier seasons, like Will Sutton, Ego Ferguson, guys like that. I just feel like there's been a lot of swing and miss at the DT position since Tommy Harris, or I might be forgetting. Oh, Eddie Goldman was really good, but like
he didn't want to play football.
He got lazy.
And honestly, like I've come to terms with it. Like I don't blame him. Like he's just a really big guy. His job was to be big, and I don't blame him for being like, I'm done. Like,
well, let's also not play. That's the reason why the Bears were always very skeptic on getting Carter as well, because all we saw was another Eddie Goldman, somebody who just didn't have the love for the game.
Right.
That's interesting.
I never blame I never blame a big guy for not wanting to get his ass beat like every single play.
I mean, you could beat my ass every day that you want if I'm going to get paid $5 million a year.
Sure, I agree. But once you make your money, then yeah.
But here's the thing: they were willing to pay Goldman because not only offer potential, but production when he did play.
He absolutely was. He helped make Akeem Hicks' job a lot easier.
Even like again on passing downs, like I remember him getting some pressure.
The plan should have been to pair him and Hicks together in some kind of way.
Yeah.
That should have been the ultimate plan.
Like on the inside and go to some kind of 4-3 type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you throw Mac on that outside. There's another reason why they just fed so much.
Oh my God, with Roquan and Trevathan.
But I still think as far as who the Bears, to T's point, it's not who the Bears are going to continue to place on their practice squad. It's who they're going to poach from somebody else's practice squad. That's what's more intriguing to me.
Agreed.
Because we still have the position of need at edge rusher. And the reason why I brought Terrell Smith's name up was because if they find that edge rusher on somebody's practice squad, or it's a cap casualty later on, Terrell Smith to me is the next man to be put out to put that next. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To bring that next player in. Because right now you really don't. I mean, Terrell Smith played decent, but you really don't need him as another because he's like the sixth cornerback. You really don't.
Yeah,
need
you know,
him.
at a certain point, like enough is enough. And speaking of which, like, and I don't know if we've talked about him, but a guy with Samuel's last name, Josh Blackwell, did he end up making the team?
Who made the team?
But no, Blackwell was good though. But I'm saying
I like the way he plays special teams, and you know, he's got.
I'm about to say he's a gunner. He's a special team guy.
Yeah, but also I think like he might be like that fifth, sixth corner. You know, if you ever get, hopefully you never get that desperate, but like.
Well, they let
I hope so.
Williamson, right? Kendall, Williamson, Kendall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Williamson.
He got cut.
That's what I'm saying. They let him go, so now they've only got 6 DBs. They got 6 DBs.
And isn't Colbert on the IL, with the IR?
I don't. You know what? That's a good question. I don't remember. You know what? He kind of disappeared, right?
Well, I mean, I know he's got a lot of NFL experience. He's kind of a journeyman, but he's played 40 NFL games. He can play in the box a bit. Like he's a decent player.
Because Elijah Hicks made the team for sure.
Yes,
Smith made the team.
Representing my name well, which is good. Always
absolutely, good. Absolutely. Shout out to the E. But I don't think they really need to focus anymore on secondary. Well, that's hard to say because a lot of the secondary players that they did keep now are on the special teams. They're the second and third tier guys are the starters on special teams.
No, this is one of those things where we could talk all day about like the secondary, but ultimately they're all going to look bad if we can't get to the quarterback.
Well, Isaiah Ford too. Remember they put Isaiah Ford on. Like the practice squad is looking real. Yeah, the practice squad is looking kind of weird right now.
Weird, but weird, kind of good almost because it looks like there's a lot of depth. To an extent.
True.
True.
But
I am surprised by some of the cuts.
No note though. Like,
yeah, I'm surprised by that.
We thought they were going to keep like Gibson, Dieter Iceland, like the people we thought they were going to actually keep as a third, maybe that third depth. They're gone.
It is really surprising.
You thought they were going to keep Dieter?
I mean, the Bears have had a center problem for the last 3-4 years, 5 years. Like I think I need 3 centers.
We didn't have a center problem. We had a Mustafa problem.
Wait. We had a Mustafa problem, but he looks damn good as that backup center in Baltimore. I don't understand what's going on.
Well, my
looks good as a backup.
Yeah, no, my theory is always like he is, and this is going to sound like an insult, but like he is an ideal like practice squad center. You want a guy like that. He's, everything I've read about him is like he's a smart guy, goes to work, does his job.
He's a Notre Dame kid, so he has no choice but to be smart.
Like that.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I say he's a Notre Dame kid, so he has no choice but to be smart.
We can say that because Foul's not on the show to rip on Notre Dame now. So,
but like Sam said, like, did you all watch Fountain? Fountain was making plays. Nasimba Webster, I was not. I thought he was just brought there for depth, and if he broke out as a special team guy, I thought they would have put Nasimba Webster, but I didn't think he was really going to make the team. Fountain gave you pause to be like, damn, they cut Pettis, they kept Fountain. Could Fountain be in that 6th or 7th role as a receiver? I did think that, but they really like Isaiah Ford for some reason. And Isaiah Ford.
Why did they trade for? Did we talk about the trade with the Dolphins?
Did Webster get cut?
Yeah, Nasimba got cut, or Simba got cut. Yes.
Are we expecting that guy from the Dolphins to come in and start right away at guard?
I think he's going to play week 1 and week 2.
Oh, for Travis.
Until Travis
got it. Okay, that's smart.
Because I don't want Lucas. I personally don't want Lucas Patrick on the field right now.
That's a good point.
Brevion Roy, was he just a body to have in camp?
I'm still here.
He'll get picked up because he can play.
He'll get picked up.
He can play.
Is he eligible? Is he eligible for practice squad?
You have to look at the numbers to see who they've already designated, and because there's a cap on how many practice squad players you can keep.
16.
So you got to look at the number and see who's already on it. And I don't know if that information
They
came out.
haven't disclosed that, but they have until like tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm about to say give it a day or so before you see that fill out because
wasn't Robert Quinn was cut too
from Philly?
Yeah, I'm looking at the cut list right now. It says Robert Quinn's ranked top 25 out of all the cut players.
So remember, I told you when people of note,
but it was after his recent arrest, they pretty much just dropped him from the team.
He had a DUI.
What was this?
Or domestic?
Domestic.
Domestic.
Bears ain't gonna touch that.
Yeah.
I'm about to say a DUI they may, but
Keem Hicks is available too. How about that?
I would love it, but they won't.
Yeah.
No, they won't. I know.
No.
It'll have to be
leave him alone.
It would have to be like an edge rusher that gave us anywhere between 6 and 8 sacks.
Yeah, Melvin Ingram's available.
Ooh, Melvin Ingram, not Melvin. Yeah, Melvin Ingram from the Chargers.
Yeah, he's available.
Ooh, that's intriguing.
I wouldn't be against that.
He was with Denver. Denver let him go.
No, he was still let go from the Chargers.
Oh, he was still on the Chargers.
He was with the Chiefs.
All right, am I looking
He's
at
with the Chiefs? Okay,
date, man. I'm gonna be so pissed off if they popped me on a thing that was like
20. I wouldn't. You know what?
No, look. I mean, guys like Justin Houston.
For a workout.
5 hours ago.
Oh my God! Right as I said that, Blackwell says Justin Houston. Like, yeah, Justin Houston is one of those guys who you bring him in as a specialist, let him play 15, 20 snaps a game, and he can make a difference.
I wanted Justin
guys
Houston
like that is what we're looking for.
Just like I wanted Frank Clark. Like, if that guy comes available, not only do they have veteran leadership, they've got playoff and Super Bowl experience.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Games. Like,
yeah, even Pierre Paul, like I wouldn't be opposed to that. Like you could get like a 34, 35-year-old guy if he's not playing every down, and you're not asking him to stop the run. You're asking him to come in on passing downs. And like honestly, I'm not even I'm a little concerned about the run defense, but like I don't know. I like our linebackers. I like the way Edmonds.
But there's only one running back in our division we have to worry about, and that's Aaron Jones. So
I'm making AJ Dillon is no slouch. That dude bounces off.
But he's a power back. AJ Dillon is going to put his nose to the ground and just run you over. Aaron Jones can hurt you in the passing game too.
Sure.
That's why I'm like when you go up to Detroit.
No, but that's a good 1-2 punch that Green Bay has. Like honestly, I'm not sleeping on Green Bay.
Hell no.
Yeah, we know better at this point than to fucking do that.
Last time I slept on Green Bay, Don Magic Mikowski made us look stupid. I haven't slept on Green Bay since.
Oh, really?
No.
Last time I slept on Green Bay, it's probably the Favre days.
Yeah.
So Mikowski preceded Favre.
Yes. No, I know.
They got Favre from the Falcons. Magic Man was their quarterback, but Magic got hurt.
I'm well read in this particular area.
I just want the Packers to fucking lose.
Well here's the thing. I'm interested in that Justin Houston thing because if I'm not mistaken, Easy, you can check me on this. Brian Poles and Justin Houston would have crossed paths in KC, correct?
I don't think so. I'm gonna double check on that. You could be right.
I'm talking about Scout Ryan Poles, not assistant GM.
Scout it would have been Scout.
Oh, probably, yeah. Oh, yeah. Scout Ryan Poles, most likely, yes.
So, JP.
Yeah, he's up there though, man. I don't see too much production out of JP Paul anymore.
But you're giving him a 1-year deal. We still have money to spend on a
1-year deal doesn't hurt. It's like literally like you get $1 million guaranteed, go play.
What was Pierre Paul's stats though last season? I don't think they were in.
Was he in Tampa?
I'm not sure.
If he was in Tampa, then they were running on Tampa, right? Like Tampa wasn't in games to where like Pierre Paul had much value. This is why like Von Miller's stats took a nosedive towards the end of his time in Denver, right? He wasn't getting as many sacks or pressures, and then he gets traded to the Rams, and all of a sudden he's getting sacks.
It goes back.
Why is that? Is like the correlation is obvious. It's because Denver wasn't playing teams that needed to pass the ball. They weren't in pass rushing situations because Denver couldn't score. Whereas the Rams were constantly in games where, like
in shootouts,
they could pin their ears back. Exactly. And I'm hoping the Bears are,
But somebody like that, a JPP, a Justin Houston, when you have second and long or third and passing downs, they become very valuable because they become specialists.
JPP hasn't done much the past few years.
Yeah, he hasn't. He hasn't
Yeah.
been the same guy for a while now.
He would just be a name.
Yeah.
And like
And
Jimmy
don't get me
said,
wrong, locker room
playoff
presence
experience, a playoff experience guy, which also Mercedes Lewis is kind of similar to that. No, I'm saying just like the idea of having someone with experience in big games.
But isn't that what Jimmy Graham was supposed to be?
Yes, but the difference now is, first of all, I still think Jimmy Graham was a good signing, and that's my unpopular opinion. Secondly,
It wasn't a bad signing, I don't feel.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
I actually liked it for a time being, but they never threw him the ball in a situation where he should have been in the game.
Well,
Right,
let's,
and I think
let's
that-
also not forget he was taken out in the red zone by Matt Nagy. Like, you are a freaking genius, you son of a bitch.
No, but I was told Matt Nagy's so smart.
He's an educated dummy.
Yeah.
Matt Nagy.
I've got a bachelor's and 3 masters and a doctorate. Yeah. Like, man, you twice as dumb as bricks. Like, no, he's
Matt Nagy clearly didn't have.
But you got to have vision.
Hold on.
I argue
you owe $3 more in the swear
Okay,
job.
that's a good point. Actually, he had some dumbass vision.
Yeah, no, he had vision, but like, you know, I have vision too. I have vision of like, you know, apple cobbler, like whatever.
Or peach cobbler.
Peach cobbler.
You, Frank, owe $3 more in the swear jar.
Yeah, damn it.
That's beer money.
That's 3
But yeah,
times.
I think look, and by the way, like I don't want to shit on Nagy too much anymore because like I have nothing against him as a guy. I just don't think he's a good coach for the Bears. Obviously, no one thought he was. And, you know, he's moved on to better things.
I think he is a good motivator and a good quarterbacks coach. That's it.
Yeah, no, he has his role.
Just go shine Patrick Mahomes' shoes, tweeze his little beard or whatever the hell that he has, peach fuzz down there now, and just freaking kiss his ass for the rest of your career, and you will get a high-paying job.
You know what? That's crazy. The only negative thing you can say about Patrick Mahomes is his lack of male facial hair.
He does have he does have that baby face, though, man. He's
his lack of male facial hair and his wife. That's the only 2 knocks you got on him.
Yeah, you can't knock
What's
him.
wrong with his wife?
How nice would it be, though? Just real talk.
See them pictures?
You don't know about his wife, man. His wife is nuts.
You ain't see them pictures she just did?
No,
I heard about that. I didn't see them yet, but I
Next
did.
topic.
They're floating around.
How
we got to keep this rated NC-17.
She has some naked pictures or something.
Not naked, but provocative enough, and like you working out in that.
Provocative enough where Patrick Mahomes is not happy.
Correct, and he did not sign a prenup.
Patrick Mahomes could get with whoever he wants whenever he wants. But anyway, what was I saying?
Pull up Brady's ex-wife.
And just might.
But like on the real though, how nice would it be if we take care of business against Green Bay week 1, and then we go to Tampa week 2, put Baker in his place, and then like we're 2-0 and we get that litmus test against KC in KC, like that would be one of those games where it's like I don't even care if we win that one. You know, I just want to see how we stack up against the champs.
So easy, you think like I think, because to me the Tampa Bay game is the more important game of the 2.
Well, it's the more important game for sure, but you know, any NFC game is mathematically more important than any AFC game. That's the way tiebreakers in the NFL work.
Absolutely.
But what I'm saying is it would just be nice to have that litmus test, you know, like to just know where the Bears are at after 2 games, hopefully 2 wins, you know, see how they stack up against KC. And it would feel, you know, like it'll be nice no matter what to see how they stack up against KC, but like it would be a lot better coming after 2 wins, that's for sure.
Agreed, 1,000%. 1,000%. You spot on with that one, my guy. Hey, Darn Spector gonna say, how about Mahomes' brother? Oh, he's a piece of work too.
Yeah, we're not.
What happened with his brother?
God damn it! Keep up with your current events.
Hey, that's why I said we got to start talking about current events, man.
You were making fun of me about current events.
I would like to
that
move.
kind of shit is not really that important to me. But what happened?
No, I would like to move to make our network a Jackson Mahomes free network. You know, we just don't talk about him. Like he's the least interesting person in the world. The only cool thing about him is he's got
you were.
He's up there.
Okay, that was low. That was low. That's true. I'm not very interesting.
I was just kidding, man.
No, I know.
Very interesting.
I know. It almost.
But yeah, what did Jackson Mahomes do?
He basically he does a lot of
didn't he do
TikTok.
is the question.
He's just I'm living off my brother's fame.
He's the black sheep. Let's just put it like that.
And look, there's nothing. Look, I didn't have a problem with it when he was doing TikToks, but then he like apparently sexually assaulted a woman at a bar, and like there's a lot of accusations against him. So I just think he's like a very entitled bratty kid.
No, my brother will get me out of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Exactly
what it is right there.
Yeah.
Preach on, Reverend.
That's what's up.
Wow.
But next, hey, I agree with one thing though.
So he's like Sam Jackson in Jungle Fever. My brother. What's his name?
Kind of.
What was his name?
Well, Wesley Snipes was his brother.
Yeah, Wesley Snipes was his brother. But Sam Jackson was like, my brother will help me and get me out of trouble and give me some money. Yeah.
Kind of. Or more like Wesley Snipes and old boy from Sugar Hill. More like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one right there.
More like Sugar Hill. But I like what Samuel Blackwell just said, because now if you test KC's defense without Chris Jones, but is that a true test?
Well, you should be able to run the ball on them like crazy without Chris Jones.
Not just they can. KC's terrible in run defense anyway. But my point is, if you
they are that much worse without Chris Jones.
Well, let me not even say beat. If you're in the same ballpark with them without Chris Jones, is that a true test? That's like beating the Bulls in the 90s without Mike. Like, what did you really prove?
No, Mike always played, not like LeBron.
No, I'm literally just saying. Like,
well, look, I think it's a little different because NBA obviously have much fewer players. If you beat the Chiefs, even if they don't have Chris Jones, it shows you could beat Patrick Mahomes.
True, but I was speaking of Chris Jones being like the Michael Jordan of that defense for just for that side. So Justin is not getting this 6'3", 6'4", 290-pound monster coming at you, and you're able to, I got time in the pocket, I can do this, as opposed to, here come 95, I'm in trouble.
I've still yet to see Justin like sit in the pocket and pick people apart though, because he hasn't had much of a pocket.
Yeah, well,
it's not.
I mean, I thought the pocket was actually not too shabby in the preseason, but he just didn't have enough time to actually.
But do you remember that stat? I think I have it on my phone where it was like he had like 2.7 seconds of time, and that was like
no. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not a slide on field. It's just like he hasn't really had that chance to sit back there and like.
I mean, this is the NFL. It's very hard to sit back there for too long.
Right. Mm-hmm. But, Jalen Hurts, look at some of his pockets, man. And I'm hoping we get a line like
Jalen Hurts is, that guy could freaking pitch a tent back there before he has to throw.
What's that?
Exactly.
What's that?
I see a 1 and a 2.
It says more times than you think. Bears Justin Fields last season. They were first in Fields' average time in the pocket with 2.7 seconds. Yeah, the Bears were second in pass block win rate at 68%.
It's because they're including his scrambles.
Well, I don't know.
This is in the pocket.
No, I think. Look, like I said, my problem.
Canadian.
I don't think the problem last year was so much with offensively wasn't as much with the offensive line as it was with.
Nobody could get open.
The weapons. No one got open. Exactly. No one
except for Mooney.
You had Equinemius, playing wide receiver 1, even though he's very clearly like a 5. Mooney. Once Mooney got hurt, that hurt everything. By the way, Mooney look at the Bears' offensive numbers when they had Mooney in, after the Washington fiasco.
Well, remember the rushing numbers went up, but the passing was non-existent.
The passing was a little better. There were there were games like the game against the Falcons. He had some good passing against the Packers. Even
it was the
sure. But I'm saying, look, it was more than that. Even the game against the Cowboys when we lost 51-29. There were some decent the passing wasn't horrible.
JV's right.
Once Mooney went out, everything took a nosedive statistically. It became so much worse, and that's why it's nice to have more depth at receiver this year. Because last year it was really just Mooney, and then Claypool was kind of coming in and out. Now we got Claypool, Mooney, DJ Moore. I'm not sure how I feel about Tyler Scott yet, but
we talked about that a little bit too. We're on the fence, but he's
earned his special team spot over Velvet. So
he supplanted Velvet for sure.
Let's get the cut.
No, he didn't get cut, but Velvet is cemented at 6.
Velvet is pretty much at 9.
Well, I like Velus specifically on jet sweeps. That's it.
But what are
Mimic
you just going to
Mimic
put him out
play.
there for jet sweeps, and then everyone's going to know, Fields.
No, but you fake it. You fake it to him. You get like with Fields, you fake it to him on a jet sweep. You get the defense leaning that way, and then Fields takes off the other way. It's good offense.
That's a 49ers play with Deebo Samuels.
Yeah, with Deebo.
Absolutely. I see where you're going with that because now if they use him in that capacity, now he's only on the field maybe for 4 to 5 plays per game.
Well, yeah, but also
where's his other value?
His other value is stretching the field, just going deep, clearing a safety. Let
at least
DJ
just
Moore work
blow out so I can hit command underneath.
Yes, exactly, and that's still value. Like
I'm agreeing with you. That's value.
Yeah, and I know you. I think I got the vibe you're agreeing with me. I'm just like I'm reiterating for the audience. Like it's not like you're like there are ways to find values in these players is what I'm saying. Like,
but who's
just because they're not putting up fantasy numbers that blow your mind, it doesn't mean they can't add to the team.
Is anyone gonna buy that though?
I don't care if anyone buys it. I just care if it works.
That they're gonna throw to Bayless. Who's gonna?
Well, if you don't, it'll be that one time that you don't pay attention, and now it's bombs over Baghdad.
You have to respect the speed.
Hey, Sam is on. Hey, we got to get Sam on the show. Sam is on point tonight. Samuel Blackwell, and I love the KC talk because here's my thing: if you're not trying to emulate the best to be the best, then you're not trying at all. Sam said, "What is KC's offense really going to look like without Tony technically as a wide receiver one?" That's exactly what we said about the Bears last year. What are they going to look like without Allen Robinson? Because remember, Allen Robinson was gone. He was traded went to the Rams without having a true number one. So the difference in that, Sam, is they got Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
We don't know if Justin Fields is even in Patrick Mahomes' space. We don't know.
Well, let's not put anyone in Patrick Mahomes' space just yet, I don't think, right? Like, this guy's got 2 Super Bowls, and, he's been to every AFC championship since he started. Like this is a winner right here. Well, I'm not saying Fields can't get close to that level, but, I mean, Mahomes is just in a category of his own.
Imitation is the greatest form of flattery. So, Justin, go ahead and get to imitating.
Yeah, no, honestly, that's not a bad person to imitate, that's for sure. But also, I've heard that Trubisky's really good on the scout team when he does his Mahomes impression too. So, it depends on depends on what you're doing with your impression. Like it depends on what level you get that impression to. Hopefully he gets it to a high level.
I agree.
So this is like a perfect time to get into shout outs because we have a lot of things that we have to talk about in there as well. So why don't you go ahead and kick it off, Easy?
Me? Oh, man. I was not prepared. No, I was prepared. Shout out to you guys. Always fun chopping it up with you guys. Shout out to undershirts. I'm a big fan of undershirts, these gray shirts. I don't know why they're called wife beaters. That's a horrible
I was just gonna say we call them wife beaters out here.
Yeah, that's just a horrible thing to call. Like,
I'll tell you offline after the show.
Yeah, you have an article of clothing named after domestic.
I know why
abuse.
too. It's a Chicago
come on,
thing.
man.
We all know
crazy.
why they call it wife.
But anyway, I don't like wife beaters. But I like this shirt.
Well, you look like you on an episode of Cop, so we can call it that.
Oh, okay. Well, great. Anyway, I think these are my shout outs. But shout out to football season, right around the corner. Shout out to the Chicago Cubs getting a big win today against the Brewers. We fought our way back into a wild card spot, so that's pretty good. At least one team is repping Chicago well in baseball department. Sorry, guys.
No, you're doing good because I had something I forgot to say earlier.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll say it in my shout outs.
Okay, good. Shout out to Why No Tony, because that's a really cool looking Bears helmet. I'd like to see the Bears wear it for a game or two this season, even though it's probably an art job. And shout out to my family. They'll probably check this out later. And that's about it. That's all I got so far. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. I'll pass it off to Frank.
All right, shout outs. I'm gonna give one shout out to the commish. That is why Tony up in there. He was kind of chiming in on both YouTube and Facebook, which is pretty cool. So we got that fantasy football league getting going. I think we have now 22 teams. We got 10 more players.
Oh, we got 22 already?
We got 22 now, so we got 10 more available that we can add. So it's going to be a big league. We're going to see how that's going to go because this is going to be the first time.
What's the buy-in?
There's no buy-in. It's free.
Okay, I'll join.
Yeah, we're going to talk about like what we're going to get as far as a gift for the winner or something, but we got all season to figure that out. So
I'll join.
Yeah, go ahead, join. It's up on the chat. So another shout out. I'm going to give one shout out too to Mama Gordon. Got to give a shout out to Mama Gordon, who was the sweet, kindest lady you can ask for in inviting me to the last Bears preseason game to sit with all the moms and the families and everything like that in those great seats. Was able to meet a bunch of the families, and then T came to the game too. She took us into the family room. We were able to meet her son Kyler. We brought it up earlier. Great guy. Saw a couple of other players. It was really cool to witness that with those greasy ass taquitos that they had in there, unfortunately. But they weren't bad. I like greasy food.
That shit was terrible.
Yeah, it was all right. I didn't. I'm going to give one more shout out. I didn't bring this up earlier because, as we know, when this happened a while back, I like to come on the show to not think about it. Shout out to my grandpa who passed this afternoon. I received a call last night that says he's sick. He's not doing well. I was able to shout out to my work as well for allowing me to take only a half a day to go out there and see him in the afternoon. And unfortunately, he passed right when we were there. So sad moment, but 95 years old, hands out, had a nice long life. So
God bless him.
It was rough times, but got to give him a shout out as well. Other than that, I'm sure JB will leak into that chat a lot more than I will, but that chat was lit from start to finish. Great people on here. Didn't need a guest today. We had a lot to talk about, so that's everything I get. I'll give a shout out too because my wife sent me a text that said when my son texted that was right when JB and Foulmouth were going crazy with the swear words. That was the first time my 7-year-old son chimed in and got to hear every swear word in the dictionary that came out.
That wasn't me swearing.
Yeah, it was mainly Foul's mouth. But so shout out to my 7-year-old son who was actually watching for the first time early on as well, who just started flag football and he's not a fan.
Oh, he doesn't like flag?
They got him at defensive line, which is cool, but in flag football, you can't go get the quarterback.
I'm about to say, knowing he's your son, he want to hit somebody.
He like his first game that he had this past weekend, like he literally got past the guy and went right after the quarterback to get the flag, and they said they're not allowed to do that. Coaches never even told us that they were not allowed to do that in any of the practices.
You're supposed to be allowed to pass rush.
It's like, what's the point of having an offensive line out there blocking the defensive lines if you can't go get the freaking quarterback?
It's supposed to be purely non-contact.
Makes no sense.
But it's like, let them play, man.
Yeah, it makes no sense. So now he just sits there, blocks, and then has to try to shut off to go get somebody who's carrying the ball. Stupid. Absolutely stupid.
That's dumb.
Boo.
Yeah. All right. That's everything I got. Next.
On me, again, I can't say it enough, Frank. Condolences to your grandfather, man.
Thank you.
Shout out to you for, having enough wherewithal to go through that today and then still come on the show, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man. I wouldn't be able to do it.
Your family's in our prayers.
Yeah, I'm the type who wants to come on here and not think about it. It helps me get through this stuff a lot better. So.
Hey, whatever we gotta do, brother.
Yeah,
I understand.
We can do.
Trust me. Something that I want to touch on, which is kind of like a dark spot, which I wanted to make earlier. This is a shout out to just spirits, whatever you believe in, because an idiot snuck into White Sox Park with a gun underneath her fat folds. The gun went off and she grazed herself. She made it through security. She made it through the metal detectors, all that. Just shout out to higher powers that nobody else was hurt because of this idiot coming to the Sox game. Just want to say, hey, check yourselves at all times, y'all. Now on to the chat. MOG. You all showed up and showed out for us tonight. You already gave it up to the commish. Thank you. Love you, Antonio Controller. Thank you for chiming in. Samuel Blackwell.
Wait, did you say OMG? Did you mean O? I thought you said MOG. I'm like,
oh.
Okay, I am just here. Go on.
Threw me off, Frank.
Yeah, I threw myself off when I heard that. I don't know what that was.
Thank you for chiming in. Skylark, Ann Stewart, Jason Perry, brand new. Thanks for chiming in, brother. We appreciate you. Brandon Hyatt, Mesmerized, Wilson Smith. Thank you so much for chiming in. We appreciate. Oh, that was your son, Elise Maka.
It's my wife, just my son was watching.
Thank you for chiming in. Hey, Becky, Ollendorf, Joe, brand new. Thank you for checking in. Hey, our resident CCP ref, Gary Zahara, Z-Force 32. Thank you for chiming in. Got to get you back on the show. That's off on T. We got to hit G up and get him back on the show ASAP.
I think we're always waiting for a bad officiating call to bring him in.
No, well, it's time because he's knowledgeable about both basketball and football. It's time. Bring him back on. Scott Hopkins, thank you for chiming in as always, brother. We appreciate the love. Trey Shy, I believe you brand new. But Trey Shy had a lot of insight and had a lot of good information they gave us today. So thank you, Trey Shy, for chiming in, sticking with us. I know you were able to have a lot of comments, and we appreciate that. Curtis Clay, thank you for chiming in. His question was, what was your guys' prediction for the Bears realistically? I had said 7-10. Some guys are going 10-7, 11-6. We'll chime in on that again closer to the season when we see our roster cuts. Our additions.
I got 9-8. 9-8.
Anywhere from 7 to 10 wins, 7 to 11 wins. That's where we are. But thank you for chiming in, Curtis Clay. We appreciate it. I think I mentioned Skylark already. If I didn't, Skylark had a lot to say, chime in. Hey.
Thanks a lot, Skylark.
Thank you to Christian Petit from Plunked for chiming in. You can catch Plunked Sunday evenings on the CCP network. Love Plunked, love Kirsten, love Emilio. Thank y'all. We appreciate y'all chiming in. Why No Tony, again, thank you for chiming in. We appreciate you, even though we know that's your alias. You're doing it on 2 platforms. We appreciate the love. I also want to say Lorenzo Clemens. He was our Big Ten referee that we had on about a month ago. Still with us, still rocking and rolling with us. Lorenzo, much love. Thank you for chiming in. Pioneer, great guy. Love to have that guy chiming in with us every week. And last but not least, if I know that we only have one person watching the show, it's my mom. Shout out to Miss Sandra, as she's so lovingly called. Love you, Mom. We all appreciate you coming in every week. And that's all I got, guys.
I got one more shout out that I totally forgot to do. And it's pretty much goes because I don't think
don't expect it to. I'm sorry.
Me and T were not on last week to give the shout out, which I'm sure you guys probably already gave a shout out. Steve Mongo McMichael.
You did. Hey.
Named to the top 3 finalists. Shout out. And I'm not even going to just give him a shout out. I'm giving Misty a shout out
Misty,
too for everything that she has done. Hands down, couldn't be any more prouder for Chicago right now to see him.
I want to talk about that offline, Frank, because that finalist positions, that's the final of the people that they're making it. That's the finalists of the people that they still have to choose.
I heard making it, but I'll have to follow that up with Missy. That's the final.
Some years it'd be 5 people, some years it'd be 6 people.
Yeah.
I never know what's going on with all of them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the final 3 of making it. Because I don't think they would have done the whole news reporting and recruiting and everything.
When you said final 3, I equate that as to final 3 to be picked as opposed to saying final list.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense.
All right. Well, I guess I will end this. I won't mention everybody in the chat, but we do appreciate everybody in the chat who participated. If you did not participate in the chat, but you watched, we appreciate you too. But that means that you are officially a lurker. But like I said, we appreciate lurkers too because you take the time to listen to our foolishness. So thank you.
Especially if you're driving.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, the chat was lit though. Speaking of lit, we are going to do a live podcast at one of the most lit spots in the city. It's called Hue. And I'm going to show you how lit it is. But it's not like that during the day when we have the actual podcast. It's not like
it's not going to look like this when we're doing the show.
No, it's not going to look like
It might.
That'd be a lit podcast. I'll tell you that.
It's not.
Fly me out.
Not. But check it out.
Adios, adios. Yeah. 1 month, 2 month, 3. You don't quit your limits. LMS. Come they move like a disco. One nick in my lolata. Happy pose, happy actor. So they fucking the ball under. Oh yeah, come take a picture. Right, young fire. Oh yeah, follow my instruction. LMS. They smoke cannabis. Doctors say make a pop.
So we will be doing a podcast there, but it won't look like that when we do the podcast. But it looks like that at night. So that might be a spot that you want to check out, and you might want to stay there later. We are doing a podcast with Ahmad Merritt.
Oh, nice.
There's alumni.
Bears alumni wide receiver, fast as hell.
That reverse.
What's that?
Oh, you said that reverse from that one playoff game in 2001. Yeah.
Yes. That's the standout play. But we will be doing that podcast with him on Saturday, September 9th, the day before the opening game against the Packers.
I was about to say, did you say the Fudge Packers?
No, I was about to curse. I stopped myself because I didn't want to curse, right?
See how you don't curse when foul ain't on? We're going to talk about that later.
I didn't want to curse right there.
If there's ever a time for an exception, those guys are the exception.
So we are doing that live podcast at Hue. At Hue on Saturday, September 9th, the day before we open the season against the Packers. And it's going to be a lot of fun. What
time?
Oh, 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock, 67 East Cermak in Chicago.
We got a couple of other guests that are going to be coming just to support the podcast.
Yeah, Misty McMichael coming, right?
Misty said she's going to come.
Edinger.
Mama Gordon said she's going to come.
Okay, Kyler's brother.
She did say she was going to try to bring Kyler too, but they're in meetings all day. And I was like, that's understandable. Day before a game, you're going to be in those film rooms.
No, he's got
Saturdays.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want him there at a club right before a Packers game.
But
then, yes, Paul Edinger will be there with his wife and everything before they go to the alumni dinner as well. So
I also talked to Bernard Bering. He may come, he may not. I don't know, but he was inquiring about it. So it should be a good time. Also, our one of our podcast mates, Brooke, is coming, and Brooke will be on the new show that we're starting on Thursday, called the what is it called? The Chicago Clubhouse Podcast, Chicago Bears midweek report, something like that. I don't quite remember, but I do know it's a show on Thursday It's going to be at 6 p.m. It's going to be with Brooke, co-chef, and Anthony. And then
and Stewart.
Yeah, and Stewart. So he's now officially one of us. And then on Sunday, I believe Brooke and Easy are going to be doing pregame.
Yeah, we are.
So it's gonna be it's a lot of moving parts right now.
Brooke and Easy together, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say Easy got to get up 2-3 hours early.
That's gonna be fun. But with those two shows, with the show on Thursday, that means that Easy Does It will now be on Friday.
Yep, starting this Friday.
Easy Does It. Don't forget to tune into that. It's a lot of fun. Easy has one of the funniest personalities I've ever heard in my life. So
Agreed.
Make sure you watch it. What else do I need to say here?
The violin.
Well, just some more people chiming in the chat. Brandon Hyde, thank you for chiming in. Love the fact that you were supporting us and reaching out. Love.
B. Yeah. Brandon.
Skylark just said, can we get Rex Grossman or A-Train? Skylark, if you got some ends to those guys, absolutely, we would love to have them.
I would love to talk to Rex Grossman.
Yeah, that would be great.
Sexy
Rex thinking on this play from this week at this time.
That would be great. B, definitely Brandon Hyatt. He's the one that actually helps Misty McMichael put together these events for Mongo. So definitely shout out to Brandon, man.
He's doing a great thing.
Yep, definitely doing a big thing. Scott, shout out to Scott, man. Who helped spill the drink on the computer, cutting that podcast short after the first.
I don't know if that was Scott.
I don't know if it was Scott.
I watched that film like.
It might have been. It might have been
JB individual on this show right now who actually.
Might have been JB.
Was it me?
It was JB. When you got up, you accidentally kicked the table.
It might have been 15. It might have been me.
We needed a new computer anyway. So
gave you a pound. I think when you got up, you bumped the table and the drink.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's neither here nor there. It doesn't matter. It's all love. Scott, JB.
Put Samuel Blackwell's comment.
Oh, yeah. He put the name of it.
No, put it up right now. Bam.
Yep.
Need more subscribers as much as members in our group, fellow fans.
Yes. We
on
need
YouTube, everyone, please.
As much as the members in the Facebook group, we need YouTube subscribers. Reason being, Facebook eventually is gonna go away for us, and we're gonna strictly
not the group, just the streaming,
right? And we're gonna strictly be YouTube for live show, and then Facebook it'll have the replay, and if we make any shorts. But for the live show where people want to comment and stuff, that's gonna be YouTube. So please subscribe to the YouTube channel, and let's get it. Let's be one big happy CCP family.
And we're gonna be honest, we have a little bit more freedom on YouTube than we do on Facebook.
Right.
We're not gonna get into the legal jargon about that, but trust me, the show will just be better and more improved on YouTube than continuously.
A lot of issues come when it's on Facebook.
A lot of issues.
We just want to be done with that.
Right, and we don't want to deal with that bullshit. So,
Ed chimed in. The show is called Chicago Midweek Bears Podcast.
Chicago Midweek Bears Podcast.
Where did Easy go?
There it is. Chicago Midweek Bears. Wait, what?
Chicago Midweek Bears Podcast. CMBP.
Okay, that's confusing. That's definitely confusing. So
It's not.
I don't know. We'll have to go to the drawing board on that because that's confusing. But at any rate, their show is gonna be on Thursday. Those are great personalities. I love those guys, so I can't wait to watch what they bring to this new show. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Okay, so getting back to the event at Hugh. Not only are we going to have those invited guests, and of course Ahmad, but we are going to be there. So make sure you come out and see us. You might get a free drink or something. You never know. But it's going to be a lot of fun. And then after the podcast, they're going to have a Morehouse Howard game watch. So Morehouse and Howard are playing.
Oh, a watch party.
Watch party. The reason I'm bringing that up is because I went to Morehouse. So you should stay there, watch the damn game, get you a Moore's beer because they do have Moore's place, and chill out. And we just might buy you a Moore's beer or something. But it should be a lot of fun, man. I can't wait. I can't wait. Also, we are trying to gather a group together to go to the White Sox game on Monday following the Packers game. So if you are interested in that,
September 11th.
Yes, September 11th. So if you are interested in that, please hit us up. Let us know. Man, I want to go to a Sox game. Okay, cool.
Why?
You said why?
I'm a Sox fan. Why?
Well,
hey, kudos. Shout out to the White Sox for firing every single person in their front office. So thank you for that, guys. Gives us hope at least now. Even though the owner is still there, it still gives us hope.
Yeah.
Well, it should be a fun time regardless.
Absolutely.
It should be a fun time. Also, I was going to say, before this Packers game, the podcast before the Packers game, we are introducing a new segment, even though we've already kind of been doing it. Our favorite Packers fan is going to show up.
Oh, Lord.
Our favorite Packers fan.
I've asked you to tell her to come more often. Just
Wait, is she coming next Tuesday?
I don't know when.
You should have brought her on today. We didn't have a guest.
Next Tuesday is better than Saturday.
Yeah,
No,
don't bring her on Saturday.
Not Saturday.
I don't need that nasty.
Like, unless she coming in town.
I don't need that
Not
nasty
Saturday.
color shit walking
Not
into that.
Saturday. Tuesday.
What day?
Tuesday.
Ooh.
Tuesday. Our favorite Packers fan will be on the show. I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to tolerate it, but we gonna have her on the show talking her shit, which is the name of the segment. Talk your shit. I mean, officially, she's already been on the show like a few times.
And I got a Chiefs fan I want us to come on week 3.
A lot of shit.
And
We got a Lions fan we could always bring in too.
Don Burr, where's Don Burr been?
I mean, I was talking about Sherry, but Don Burr, I'd rather have. No offense, Sherry, because we talk to you all the time. But I would like to talk to Don Burr.
Why not both?
We don't got a Viking fan though. We got to find Viking.
Well,
fans.
Tampa, Peter Blake. We can reach out to Peter Blake.
We can we'll get a fan from
Tell Harry to
we'll get a fan from every city, from every team that we play. We'll get a fan from there, and we'll let them talk their shit, which is the name of the segment. Talk your shit. So it should be a lot of fun this season, man. So make sure you rock with us. And on that note, I think I am done talking, and I am ready to go to bed.
No, you said you need something to eat.
I do. I'm not hungry. I ate all these goddamn pretzels.
I
ate all these fucking pretzels.
Demolishing on those pretzels.
I don't need nothing to eat.
Oh, Scott said Don's mom suspended his internet privileges. It's on now, fellas.
Oh, wow.
And we're off. Detroit
Now,
Lions.
let's talk your shit.
Yeah. We're going that deep.
Oh, wow. Okay, so Any last words y'all want to say?
Bear down.
Can't wait.
Okay, well,
You got to decide whether you're a wolf or a sheep.
Suck it, Packers. Freaking hate you clowns.
man, I hope the Packers are sheep, but we shall see.
I
And,
stand-
speaking of which, man, a lot of people are sleeping on Jordan Love.
I'm not.
Love.
I'm not either. I'm not. I mean, I'm not saying.
I wish
I'm not
nothing.
saying-
I wish nothing but the best for the kid, but I hope you fail epically because the Green Bay Packers need to feel what we've been feeling for all these goddamn years and not have a goddamn quarterback.
This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.
Fucking Jordan Love.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.